brothers and sisters, give me a second. Shalom. If you can see me, that's all right. Give me a moment. Give me a second. Shalom, brothers and sisters. Yes, a lot of earthquake, volcanoes. A lot of things are going around, brothers. The people are seeing that. I see Inside Edition just released a video about locusts. And the reason why I suspected they released the video, it's because it was somewhere in Africa. Yeah. Woo! One person just said, this is just 2020. Continue part 2. I was laughing at that comment. Yes, sir. Day 34 is down. Our 40 days of fasting still going. Yeah. All praises to YAHAWAH. Yeah. All praises to the Most High. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for checking the channels. If this is your first time, it's been a while. I haven't done that. Let us give it a moment for our brothers and sisters to get in here. And give me a second. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm not quite sure. I can't see this. Oh, no, put it this way here. All right. There we go. Yes, brothers and sisters. Yes. We are back at the book of the throne of David. Today we're going to look at the way that our people used to celebrate jubilees and what jubilees really means. Okay, what kind of things we used to do back then. And we're going to learn about Abigail's and Mikal fate. Mikal was like, ugh, oh boy. Oh, so YAHAWAH. Okay, Mary, she's new to the channel. Thank you, Mary. Welcome. It is an honor and for us to have you here with us. Welcome. And over here, we believe the Most High created everything. He controls everything. We give him credit. Are you aware of the fast, or are you participating in the fast? We fast here every Thursday. And we will encourage anybody, if you wish to participate with us in the fast, to exalt and magnify the name of our Father. That's what we do. Okay, that's the thing. Talking about fast, there's a passage in there we will read. Well, not today. We read many passages that our people fasted, such as the daughter of that the fellow that took the rash vow. So, whoever is here for the first time, please let us know so we can give you a proper welcome, brothers and sisters. And we are about to read together what happened couple thousands of years ago. Not even couple thousand. Yeah. Boy, let me see. I'll say at least 1,000 years ago. At least 1,000 years ago. Yeah, because the it's almost done. Well, it's done. The fasting helping you losing weight. I wish I could have said something like that. So if you haven't joined the fast, we will encourage you to joining the fast with us every Thursday. We are doing a 40 days fast from sun up to sundown, and I received a very beautiful letter, a handwritten letter from a sister, and she, brothers, this thing is not easy. It's not easy. At 10 o'clock, when we're about to sanctify the fast, somebody remind me to read the letter that the sister sent for the nation. This fast is not easy, brothers. Okay, it's not easy. One brother, he got hospitalized. Okay, he used to the nation. The let me see. Boy, let me see. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Okay, the beloved brother. They found him face down. So, let me read the letter right quick. So the people can pray for the brother M. Daniels. I believe that's his brother or her brother. All praises to the Most High Creator. Shalom, Big Levi. Brother Big Levi, my brother was found face down at my friend's house yesterday. He suffered cardiac arrest. The paramedics revived him and took him to Brookdale Hospital in Brooklyn, and the surgeon cleared the blockage. Now we have to wait 72 hours to see if there is any brain activity. My brother was on the channel frequently and he was fasting with us. We talk about the Most High and scriptures a lot. He smoked, but I know now his heart was uncovered. Brethren, I prayed several times last night and this morning. I trust the Most High and I trust the Most High and he's made may his will be done, and I proclaim in the name of the Holy Spirit victory. Please pray for him. Shalom, Big Levi. I'm still fasting, weeping, and mourning, and I'm not losing faith. Okay, so this is very, very bad, but we are going to keep praying for the brother. I'm asking all the prayer warrior right now. Pray for the brother is in the hospital. Okay, um, so it's just yeah, it's not easy, brothers. People think this thing is easy. Another sister sent a letter. I will read it at 10. It's very, very difficult. Okay. Me personally, the spiritual attacks, they are minor. They get there, but certain people. I'm not saying what happened to the beloved brother was a spiritual attack. It's just a certain condition the brother had, but those demons they can take advantage of that. They can take advantage of that. During these 40 days, brothers, we have people that lost their family members, and we have people that suffer severe stuff, brothers, severe stuff. Okay, we have other people that get involved with heavy stuff. Certain people, their children got in jail, their children got in prison, and then they arrest their children. So things like that happen. So it's not an easy thing, brother. It's not an easy thing to do. So you know. Yeah, they are pretty heavy. Some of the attacks are very heavy. So, you afflicted yourself for that, brothers. Oh yeah, let me go ahead over the fast for the people that are brand new to the channels. If you wish to participate with us, the rules of the fast goes very simple. Once the sun is up, wherever you are, the fast begin, and when the sun go down, wherever you are, the fast is done. You don't technically have to wait for the whole day to go dark. The moment you can't visually see the sun, You can not see it. You can see the I would say the luminary, like the luminosity or the illumination of the sun, but you cannot see it. The sun go down. If you ask your phone what time the sun go down in my state, if you tell you the time, if that time you look, you can't see the sun, the fast is done, because the sun is an angel named Oriel. Now, before you do that, you have to understand this is very serious. If you choose to fast with us, enter a covenant with the Most High. We will highly recommend you to enter the covenant with liquid. Even though you're doing dry fast, do liquid. Okay? I will recommend that for everybody. Do liquid fast, even though you want to do dry fast. Okay? Just tell the Most High, call a witness. Abigail is the best witness, the angel of the rock. You call upon this angel, say, I want to take a covenant with the Most High. I want to go into a 1 day fast from sun up to sundown, and I will drink nothing but liquid and eat no food. And liquid, everything is included. Everything that is liquid is included. Even medicine, okay, is included. So water, juice, yeah, tea, and things like that. Coffee, I very wanted. Somebody was asking me strong drink, whiskey, and then vodka is allowed. All right. It depends on you and the Most High. It depends on what your covenant is. Make a personal covenant because it's something personal. Some people do it dry. For the past couple of days, I've been doing dry, but times on time, I drink a little water, a little, a little tea. I got tea here and stuff. So when you do it liquid, even though you forgot you were doing it fast, dry, you drink a little liquid, you don't break the fast. Brothers, it's very, very important not to purposely break the fast. Okay, not to say, F it, I give up and stuff. There will be great consequences. Okay, or you can go dry if you want. You say, I will not drink nor eat anything until the sun goes down. That depends on you, but we recommend that you do liquid fast. So now, brothers, day 34th, the sun is down in mostly all of the states, except to California. At 10, we will certify the fast. So everything is clear for us. Okay, we have um 34 days down. Now, brothers, if you used to smoke, if you used to drink, you going to this fast, it will be hell. It will be hell. Okay, it will be hell. Some brothers used to smoke, brothers. It's very hard. Yes, sister. Yeah, it's very hard. It's a very hard thing. People think this is easy. It's not. It's not easy, brothers. It's very hard. When you go into this fast and for 40 days, brothers, it's very hard. And every day, and then he keep you on the tip of your toe. Every day you wake up, you want to fight. Okay? You want to fight. You know you're fighting for the Most High. You're fighting, you afflicted your soul for the Most High. And then the Most High like that. Okay, after the 40 days, the contract is done. Once the sun go down, you sanctify and certify the fast. The sun go down. The Most High say, good job, my son. Good job, my daughter. You did well. And then, the Most High like to gamble. He's like, the Most High like to tell the Satan, see, I told you my daughter, my son could complete that 40 days. Now give it up, sucker. The Most High like to do this, just like he did with Job. So he has a bet on us, brothers. We cannot let the Most High lose this bet. There will be great consequences, okay? We have to keep on moving with the fast. So it's a very important thing, brothers. Sometimes when we say we fast every Thursday, for those of you who hear the first time, it doesn't necessarily have to be strictly on every Thursday. For instance, what's the next big holiday that we have coming? March, April. Oh, that Easter Bunny thing. Oh, when is that thing? Boy, when is this Easter Bunny? They have. Let me drink a little water. I mean, a little stuff. I am my own tea. Passover. No, 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 no. Not for us. For them. The Sunday Bunny, Easter Bunny. I'm not too good with those things. Um. Oh boy. When is that thing? Easter. Yeah, Easter. When is it? Yeah, I can't even recall the name of the holidays. Those St. Patrick Days. Is that what that is? Okay, we're going to fast April 4th. Okay, is April 4th going to be on a Monday, Tuesday? What is it? What is it going to be? What day? Sunday? Is that what that is? April 4th. Okay. Well, if it's April 4th, what day is April 4th? Is it let me look at it. Let me look at it. We're going to fast against St. Patrick's Day, and then we're going to fast against what they to call this place again? Easter Bunny holiday that they are having. Let me see. I'm taking a look at it. Sunday. Well, then if it's Sunday, we're going to fast on Thursday against it. So that would be good. We're going to fast brothers. Remember the last time? Oh wait, did we? No. That was me and a couple other brothers that fast way before that, way before this channel started. Old man Trump was like, "Oh yeah, the church is going to open on Easter. It's gonna be beautiful, beautiful." Oh hell no, it did not. It did not. So St. Patrick's Day is going to be the March 17th. Okay, usually they have St. Patrick's Day 17. We're going to fast against St. Patrick's Day on Thursday 11th, which is going to be included in the 40 days fast, so that won't matter. And then every holiday, every big holiday that they have, we fasted 1 day or 2 days before that, so the Most High can bring them hell. Okay, we fasted together. That is if you wish to participate. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, this is the throne of David. Full disclosure, full disclaimers. I am not saying this book, this is exactly what happened and things like that. I am not saying, don't read other books, and I'm not saying this is exactly what happened. This is the whole truth, nothing but the truth. None of that, brothers. Please. Full disclosure and full disclaimers. Now, brothers, we are going to read about this book. We're done, though. We're done. The last chapter, we're going to leave it for tomorrow. We're going to stop in the middle, okay? We're done with this whole book. David messed up. David effed up. We're done with the whole book. So let us begin, brothers and sisters. Thank you for being here. This is the visitor, the Jubilee. You want to learn how they used to celebrate the Jubilee. It's a very, brothers, Jubilees every 50 years. Well, it's like every 49 years, but it's every 50 years, brothers. You can only celebrate a Jubilee once in your lifetime. Okay? Abbasis and Adora never had the time to celebrate Jubilees. Last 50 years, they weren't there. Now, these 50 years, Abbasis now, brothers and sisters, he is the king, and Adora, he's the queen or Tadmor. So they sent their son, Prince Adad, to go study at Jerusalem under David. Okay, so now Abbasis had a grown son. He's in his 20s, and Abbasis, those guys are old now. Joab is over 60 years old. David is in his 60s. David is a senior. There are a bunch of senior citizens, to make it clear. So their son, now Abbasis get old, he can't write anymore. This is his son going to Jerusalem. And then this is what he's saying. He's writing to his mother. Now Abbasis is the king of Tadmor. There's some sad stuff happening, brothers. Some very sad stuff. Yeah, that's all. Those guys, those young guys that you met in the beginning, they were like 14, 15. Now they're in their 60s, man. This is nostalgic, man. It just, wow. Anyway, brothers, let's read. All right, so this is letter 17, page 337. In the book, I'm not quite sure, and the I'm not quite sure in the PDF, how old is it? But those guys are old now. David is old, and then you'll learn what David did when he was like in his old age and stuff. I know how well, it's just that's Prince Adad. Prince Adad is the son of Adora, and Abbasis. Okay, Prince Adad just arrived in Judea. He just arrived in the Holy Land. The beauty of the country and its wonderful fertility um, from thence to Jerusalem was a constant theme of wonder to my escort. The faithful and good Ninus, Ninus was the armor bearer for Abbasis. Those guys were young; they were young kids, and now Ninus is old. Now he become Adad, Abbasis' son, mentor. The faithful and good Ninus, who had already long been familiar with this scene, enjoy my pleasure, and say that my dear father experienced equals gratification and surprise at the rich green valley, vine-clad hills, countless snow-white villages, numerous warlike citadels, and noble towns which he passed on his route to Hebron from Jericho, your own city, my mother. So Ninus, Ninus and Abbasis, they go way back. So Ninus is old now. He's working with Prince Adad. He said, Prince Adad, the first time you and your father and I came here, man, this place is still beautiful. But it was prettier back then when your father and I, when we were young. So they were having like old talk and stuff. So, and they were riding the horse and getting to Jerusalem. At length, we came in sight of the city of David, which partly palace and partly fortress, towers loftily above Jerusalem and visible far and wide. Our entrance in the city from all lands which visit the court of David have made the dress and I've made the dress and aspect of foreign familiar to the eyes of the Hebrews. So what he said here, brothers, remember the first time when Abbasis came in with 800 bodyguards and a bunch of gifts and camel. So all the Hebrews coming outside because they never really seen anybody come to the city. Everybody was watching. The girls were like waving, and Abbasis was watching the girls. And in the moment he saw a door, boom, that's it. He like, yo, I'm not gonna leave this place. I'm gonna do everything from that. But right now, since they've been seeing a bunch of foreigners, people really don't pay them attention. They saw them all the time. They saw foreigners coming in and out of the city. They really don't care. They're just walking around, and then they are doing stuff, and then things like that. They really don't give a. They're like, yo, we don't care. Okay, we don't care. So they let this guy, he didn't get the same welcome that Abbasis got 60 years ago. Well, 50 years ago. We'll say 40 years ago because Abbasis was like in his 20s and stuff. Okay. My reception by the king was a cordial and warm, as if I had been his own son. He was taken at first by surprise, as he has not expected me to for some weeks. He made the kindest inquiry after you and my dear father, and expressed the sincerest regard and friendship to both, and desire me when I want to convey his friendly greeting. So David saw, Abbasis is very humble. Abbasis stay humble until the end, brother. You got a Gentile, a heathen. This heathen came past through Judea, brothers. Not only he humbled himself to our God, he worshiped our God better than us, better than David. He became king of Tadmor. He replaced all the idol of Tadmor with the Most High. He had a temple over there built for the Most High. He became so great, brothers. He respect the Most High. You know what the Most High did to him? At the end, the Most High made him king of Assyria, brothers and sisters. At the end of this book, I spoil it for you. Belus died. King Belus died. It was very sad. Belus died single, man. Belus didn't get married. That whore Zahila died also, but Belus become old. He's heartbroken. He died. Before he died, brothers and sisters, he offered Abbasis to be the king of the whole Assyria. Abbasis accepted. And now you got this. That was the Most High plan all along. Abbasis, a Gentile, a heathen, better behaved than all of us because he had more fear of the Most High than his own people. He like, I'm never going to mess with this guy, man. Abbasis become humble. He married a Hebrew woman. He worshiped the Most High all his life. He never broke the law, brothers. And the Most High made him king of Assyria at the end of this book. For those of you who are asking. And David and our people, okay, they don't care about that. So I am now a guest in his palace with my own servant, and feel almost as much as home in your royal house at Tadmor. I take delight in contemplating the scenes which you and my father have visited. And it was with mingled joy and sadness I entered the chamber which my father occupied a quarter of a century ago in the whole wing of the king's palace. Okay? So, and then this dude, he came in, he's Abbas's son. So he's in his 20s, and Abbasis is ruling Tadmor and Adora. So he sent his son to go study under David. So his son came in, and then David offered him the palace. So now he stayed. Oh boy. Oh man, that's one way I don't like to get rid of this thing, but I got some antibacterial one sister sent me. Oh boy, that thing itches. Ow! Boy. Woo! All right then. So yeah, you desired me to describe the appearance of the king. So Abbasis and Adora wanted to know how the kings look. So they are going to describe King David, brothers. This is how King David looked after all those years. He looks nearly 60 years of age. So David was a freaking senior citizen. David was like, David was 60 years old, so for us, not to go into argument. He was nearly 60 years of age with florid face and silvery locks. So David dreadlocks was like all gray and stuff, silver and stuff like that. And his most beautiful old man I ever beheld, retaining still at his martial dignity of bearing, softened by the gracious majesty of the courteous king. His eyes are singularly expressive of tenderness and gentleness, and his pleasant voice, the beauty of the tone which my father has often spoke of, it is delight. So David is 60 years old, and he got dreadlocks, but he still look good. He still look good. His eyes, and then he still talking. So David is old now. 50 years ago, 45 years ago, those guys were hang out. So now 45 years later, so David is old, but he still look good and things like that. So they are describing the throne was, okay? He was seated on his magnificent throne, chair of ivory overarched by a canopy of cloth of gold. On each side of him stood two beardless Idumean eunuchs. So David conquered the Edomites. He had two Edomites, beardless, Idumean eunuchs. So again, when we say the word eunuchs, brothers, we meant like the servant, the men that are here to do low work for the king, like a cupbearer, a butler. Okay, there are different type of eunuchs, brothers. There are eunuchs, men that they were quote unquote. Those men won't go anywhere. If they can smell any little cookie, they have to break the bakery door to get in and get some of that delicacy. All right. So when they cut those men, they remove their and then they make them eunuchs. Once of those men, they caught them doing something sensual, they cut off their taglet. Those are called eunuchs. There are different type of eunuchs, okay? Some eunuchs, they are men that they do low work for the king. Some of the men, they caught them humping a pile of garbage, and then they cut the umbilical cord, so to speak. All right, so those Idumean dudes, so they were there, they were venting for David. David sitting on his throne, looking at things and stuff like that, and then gold and everybody. He was making judgment. All right, he was making judgment. So, all right. Okay, two Idumeans eunuchs waving above him fans of gorgeous feathers. On the lowest step of his throne stood his cupbearer, his butler, okay? The young prince Absalom, a youth of wonderful beauty of face and person, with flowing locks of hair covering his shoulders like a glorious shining mantle. So Absalom, sometime, being the king cupbearer is like a great honor. Okay, you there when the king is discussing everything. So now Absalom is David's son, but he temporarily take the place of the cupbearer. Okay, a form of eunuchs, but he wasn't a eunuch. Nehemiah and Daniel were the king's cupbearers, so they were like eunuch, but they were the one. You see, brothers, those kings from the other nation, they weren't stupid. When they conquered Jerusalem, brothers, you know what they did? They take all the smartest men, all the geniuses, the prophets. They say, don't kill those guys, we need them. And then they make those guys, they give them great job in the kingdom. And they make them advisor, what they can do. If they do that, will their God be mad? And stuff like that. That's what they make Daniel. Daniel and Nehemiah, they were cupbearers, eunuch cupbearer. That's what it meant. So now you see that Absalom, David's son, was his cupbearer temporarily. Okay, covering his shoulders, shining mantle. He was not more than 17 years of age. So Absalom was very young. He was like a teenager. He wasn't even 18 yet. He was like somewhere around 15 or 16. Okay. I was presented to him the first day of my arrival, and the amiability of his manner quite won my heart. His attire was the most magnificent I ever beheld, and was not to become that he looked like some brilliant and beautiful god, rather than a creature of earth. Near him were the other princes of the house of the king, and the artful Jonabab, his nephew. On the right of the king stood his prime minister, Ahithophel. Remember Ahithophel, brothers? Oh man, I'm getting nostalgia from this. So, anybody remember Uriah, Ahithophel, and Hushai when they were coming, and then David was talking with Bathsheba and Abigail by the well? When David first met Bathsheba and Abigail, he didn't even know them. So Bathsheba gave David water, Abigail gave David food. So David was eating, and then when he saw three men, and then one horse coming, galloping, and then David run like hell. He go hide, and then it turned out to be the boys came in to rescue him, and they said, David, we're ready to fight with you, we're ready to hide, we're ready to die. And Ahithophel was like the smartest one. Ahithophel was the dude who put the plan together. He was like the dude that, you see, this is why those people get those movies, man. This book was written 161 years ago. Okay, this swagger jack Ahithophel here. Ahithophel was like a mastermind. That's what it was. So Ahithophel, a noble and elegant prince with shining silver hair. He is old. He got old dreadlocks and stuff, and face full of intellect and intelligence. Ahithophel was very, very smart, brothers. He was probably the smartest man in the kingdom. He was a Levite, though. So he was very, very smart, you know. My father will recollect him as one of the earliest companions of the king and his youth, and then distinguished for his acute mind and profound diplomacy. Talents with his mature years eminent distinguish him. And his crimson robe of office, his gold embroidery vesture, his coronet cap, and gold-headed one. Okay, again, remember the beloved brother Big Judah was in his latest video was talking about one. Now we know Saul has a one. Deborah, aka Big Brother. If you look at Big Brother, Big Brother always have a one. And that one, brothers, in the comic book, that one that Big Brother has, he can shoot laser beam, he can make a fly, and then he's very powerful. Everybody have that one. It's not like those little skinny Harry Potter one, things like that. They were like giant, they look like a giant short stick. Okay, so Ahithophel had a 1 because he was a Levite. He was one of the diplomat brothers, so he had a 1. Okay, yeah, Big Bada. If you have a chance, check out Big Bada, aka Deborah. So she had a giant run. Okay, very powerful weapon. Okay, knock you in the head with the 1. It's like shooting a 100,000 lightning in your head and kill you instantly. All right. Next to prime minister stood Ushai, the Archite and the Lord of the Treasury. So now, brothers, David, in some way, you give David credit because he had somewhat recollection of the past. He always rolling with the same homeboy he been rolling 45 years ago. He still have Uriah by his side. He still have Ahithophel. He still have Hushai. He still have Joab. He still have the other dude, his armor bearer. So all those guys 45 years ago, he still have them. He gave them great job around him. He made Uriah the captain, man. You know, he still gave them good job. And there we go. You know, which was a beautiful thing. So Uriah was there, everybody's there, Georging, and David there drinking wine and playing, you know, the harp and stuff like that, enjoying himself and stuff like that. Okay. All right. So next to him was Jehoshaphat, the chancellor of recorder of the kingdom. So Jehoshaphat, he's the recorder, the scribe that recorder. So he was there next to David. A little in advance of the venerable Archite stood the famous warrior and general of all armies of Israel, Joab. Now you got Badman. Remember, young Joab was stout. He was big. He was tall. But he was a young man. Now Joab is in his 60s. He just standing there. And those guys getting old. They're just standing there and then judging things. So Joab was there. Joab haven't died yet. Now we understand, brothers, when you read the Bible, the book of Samuel, now you got to understand those guys were really old when they were doing those things. And people now are saying, oh, Biglevi, I'm a senior and stuff like that. Nah, once the Spirit of the Lord come upon you, you're kicking ass and taking names. So Joab, who's my father has often spoken of, tall, almost gigantic in height, his iron gray head covered with a helmet of steel. This is the thing with Joab. He's a soldier, brother. Joab is going to a wedding. He wore his armor like he's going to battle. Joab is going to a party. He wears full armor and sword like he's going to battle. Joab is going to something, to a religious service. He's going to church. He wears freaking armor and sword in his hand. He's there like Abner because he was a soldier. Okay? All the time. He wears armor all the time. He never take his armor off unless if he's home. Those guys sleep with sword in their hands. Man, those guys were something else. Okay, while the mustache of his upper stood, he had a big mustache and stuff like that. So Joab was there. Okay, so on the right of David sat Abiathar. Okay, Abiathar was the high priest. Remember, Abiathar escaped the slaughter of Doeg. Remember that, brothers and sisters. Remember that scumbag Doeg, man. Doeg is still in the corner, brothers and sisters. All right, if you catch my drift, if you only catch my drift, you know what Doeg is doing in the corner. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yep. Doeg is still in the corner, man. So now you got Abiathar, the high priest. Everybody was there, brothers. That's one thing I did like about David, man. You know, he actually, he stayed there. He have all his friends that he had ages ago. I wish I could have done that, brothers. Most of you that had a childhood friend, either that person died or, you don't know what the hell happened to this person. Nobody can say that he has a childhood friend 45 years ago still loyal to that person, or that person is loyal to this person. Okay, you really can say this. Some of my childhood friends died horrible death. One of them I can clearly remember. He was chopped to death. He was he was a thief. They caught him stealing things and they shoot him and then they sever his body part and burn him to death. That's a horrible memory, but hey, So that's what happened. So Abiathar, the high priest, and Zadok, the chief priest, the only two dignitaries who are permitted to be seated at the presence of the king in such a state occasion of this as speak. So now, brothers, everything is good. Yeah, David, brothers, David was a, you have to understand the trauma that David suffer. He doesn't want those guys to go away. He always have them next to him. Okay, he always want them there because they were with him, and when he was down, he's just David let his heart. Well, he covered his heart from the Lord. He opened his heart to Shemyaza, and Shemyaza dwell in David. Okay, remember he's still doing all those scumbag stuff that he was doing in the palace in the house of the Lord. So only two guys are permitted to sit close to David were the two priests. Excuse me. Now, farther on from the throne towards the entrance stood person of less dignity, motionless and two lions facing the throne, with the dressed eyelids and their hand crossed upon their breast. So you got the soldiers, the Gadites, the warriors standing. That's a Hebrew thing. Now we know that's a Hebrew thing. That's how Moses died. That's how Aaron died. That's how all the soldiers die. When they're about to die, they cross their heart, their hand like this, and then they die. Okay, that's how they do it in Black Panther and all that. So I get jacking. It's still our stuff. So there's two line of brothers standing right there, and then face to face, two line and stuff. Okay. Student Uriah, the captain of the palace guards, mailed him in gold armor and keeping ward of his drawn sword in his hand, and 100 men of cherished and Peleg, gigantic archers, and Banayard, their captain, the royal guard. Now you got Uriah. Uriah is big, golden armor. He was an Hittite. Uriah was David homeboy, man. Yo, reading this story bring me so back memory. I feel like I was living with those guys, and I'm in my 60s too. So they're all in the 60s, but he was gold armor, his sword drawn in his hand. He's standing there. He was the guard. He was the captain of the guards of David bodyguards. Okay. 50 tall men of Dan, the tribe of Dan. Brothers and sisters, I have a very specific lesson. Somebody hold me to this to make out of the tribe of Dan, okay? The Danish, okay? Denmark, okay? The tribe of Dan. We just did a prayer for the tribe of Dan today. Dan means God has judged me. Yeah, that's what it means. The tribe of Dan. I have a book. I'm going to do a lesson once I receive the book. Please, somebody hold me on to that so I won't forget. You know me and my brain, we do not get along. So, the Danites, the Danites or Danites, Danish, Denmark, what's country called? Most of the Scandinavian, the so-called Scandinavian, were so-called the Danites, Israelites, Scandinavians, the Celts, some of the Anglo-Saxons. They were Israelites, our people. So. They weren't like white did depicted them. So the Danish, the Vikings, a lot of them, they were our people. I got that book, brothers. I got that book. Just let me know. Once I receive the book, I will let you guys know. Yeah, the tribe of them, the Spartan. Yeah, they were the Spartan tribe of Dan, and the tribe of tribe of Dan were the Spartan. The 300, that movie 300. If you watch the movie 300, not the movie, if you with the comic 300, they show you they are dark-skinned men with dreads. If you look at you see them with dreads fighting like Rastafaris. Okay, the guy that made the comic book, and then he told them straight up, they were black people. So because that's what the Vatican does, brothers. They brought guy like Stanley. Stanley died, right? The fellow that quote unquote created Spider-Man. They brought Stanley, Jack Kirby. They brought that other guy who would Batman. Sorry, a lot of those things will go right over a lot of you guys here because they're like nerd stuff. Those guys, the Vatican bought them and they showed them images. They let them read books, and then they let them swagger jack those stuff, and then they come up with things. They took our book. Now we know Harry Potter was the story of David, young David. Stanley Kubrick, they brought those guys. They let them read certain texts we not read. If you read that book that I have there called the Nebuchadnezzar 2 tablet, the guy that wrote this book, he said that's what happened. Okay, that's what happened. Marvel and DC's, those are stories. Okay. I then observe at the beautiful prince Absalom, who volunteered to be his royal father's cupbearer and honor, and as much as is right, the person always near the person of the king, which many royal princes have held managed artfully to keep from the throne such person as he did not favor, while he forwarded the prayers of the whom he desired to please. So now Absalom, you know why, brothers, Absalom choose to be David cupbearer? You know why Absalom chose to be David eunuch? You know why Absalom, David's sons, choose to be next to David? Not because he want to do the job. He was there to gain favor. What Absalom was doing, he's standing next to David and talking David's ear because he was David's favorite son. What he was doing, brothers, when the people come to judge, when they got to plead their body before the king, and then he quickly go first, and then he asks like, okay, which one of you has the most money? And then the first guy said, I have the most money. But the poor guy said, but yeah, it's not about money. He abused me. So he said, okay, which one of you, the guy that liked me the most, the guy that give me a little shout outs, put my name out there, make me look good, I got you. And then the rich guy say, hey man, I got more money. I can pay a bunch of poor people, talking about how great you are and stuff. And then he run to his father, David. He judged the guy, even says, see that guy over there? He's going to come here. I heard bad stuff about him. Just condemn him, my king. Father, you don't have to waste your time. Father, you all, just enjoy the blessing that God gives you, man. And then when the two guys came in, and then David looked at the other guy and said, I don't even hear your stuff, you guilties. But my king, I haven't. You want to say something? Sorry, king. And then David condemned the guy even before they start coming to him. Now, words start get out. If you need a favor, go to Absalom first. If you need anything to be done, go to Absalom first. In reality, brothers, David was not ruling anymore. It's becoming Absalom. Absalom is the guy that ruling in the dark. Okay, he was like a snake in the dark, like taking favor from left, taking favor from right. So now, this guy, Adad, he start noticing that Absalom is he's a bad egg. Okay, Absalom is a very bad egg. He's not his beauty and stuff like that. No. Yeah, Absalom was like that left back. That's third hand. That third hand you don't see. He was that guy that go out there and do certain things and stuff like that. Brothers, understand this. The reason why this happened is because David keep marrying a bunch of stranger foreigners, strange women. And those children go up, they see David as a scumbag. He slept with king, queens, and slave. He didn't even care. And then he does a bunch of nonsense. So they really don't care. So that's what Absalom was doing. So, okay? You have to flatter Absalom. You have to tell him, Absalom, you know what, Absalom, man? Not only, man, you are the best king around. A lot of those girls out there said the bakery door is wide open. Come there and get yourself some delicacy. All right. So what are you guilty of? Oh, yeah, I killed my neighbor, rape his wife, and swagger jack everything. All right, not guilty. Get out of here. Thank you, Absalom. So people will go out there and start telling murderers and all that. Say, man, if you commit a murder, go straight to Absalom. He will let you go free, but you got to flatter him. Okay? This flattery is successful, and the prince is also greatly enriched by the gratitude of the successful petitioners. So what's happening now? And then, Absalom start amassing wealth for himself under the table. Rich men in that time like to abuse their power. And then Absalom said, okay, well, so technically you broke the law. And this is not a little small amount of law that you broke here, man. That's a big amount, if you catch my drift, sir. And then the rich man will say, okay, so how big is that amount of law that I break? I don't know, 5 talents. 5 talent? Okay, 5 talent or your neck. 5 talent or your head. All right, then, okay. 5 talent then. 5 talent of gold, a talent of gold, 50 shekel here, 50 shekel there, 20 shekel over here, 20 shekel over there. So Absalom was like making money in the backside. Guess what, brothers and sisters? David knew about it. David knew. He had multiple complaints. People are coming to him and say, David, your scumbag son, Absalom, he's doing things behind your back. So they say, all right, man, I'll talk to him. Oh, God, I'll talk to him. I'll just give me a second. I'll talk. Where's my wine and stuff like that and things like that. He know about it. Scumbag. Understand this, brothers and sisters, the reason why all of this is happening, one, because when the 70 elders were ruling Israel, there were peace all around. They spent 50 years in peace until the people start rebelling. They want king. They want to go to war. They keep threatening Samuel. Samuel go to the father, YAHAWAH, and then YAHAWAH in his anger, he chose Saul. Saul turned out to be an abuser, a narcissist. He abused David. David didn't have a childhood because his brothers were bullies. They bully him at home, and when he come out there, Saul throwing javelin at his ass. So David was like in a hard place and a rock between a hard place. And David didn't know what to do. All those stuff David was doing, it's just like David had enough. He's just like, yo, I did everything right, but I don't give a crap, man. Let my son do whatever he does. I'm rich. I had all those women and stuff. And David was in his 60s, brothers. He's still looking for young women. He's still looking for old women. Slave and freed women. David will go someplace and start dancing. You see one of those little slave cleaning someplace and then just lock the door with that little slave and then go into town into her and then tell her, hey, you better not sing. Okay, or I'll have your head cut off. David, whatever. So, all right. So they were showing him around. They were showing Prince Adad around. He was looking at the stuff and then things like that. And then he looked at the garden. Beyond the threshold of this noble garden stand the tall towers occupied by the palace guard. Let me see if he saw. No. All right. So they brought him to his father's old womb 45 years ago. So he got to the father's womb where his father was 45 years ago. So he looked at the room. He like, wow. And he saw at the room, he can see Yuya Palace. Yuya had a freaking mansion, man. A heathen, a Gentile. He had a mansion and then he had pool. Yuya had pool in there. They called them bathing basin. Somebody described that word, a basin. Oh, basin. Yuya had bathing basin in there. For those of you, if you catch my drift, you know what happened. Yep. Bathing basin, you know what happened when David, brothers, it wasn't by accident, brothers. I'm going to have to spoil the story. It wasn't by accident. Yeah, a bathing basin, a pool, yeah, the outside pool. Okay, it's a pool outside. Okay, well, if it's inside, it's a hot tub, it's a bathtub. But if it's outside, it's a pool. Basin. An open, usually circular vessel with sloping and curving side, using typically to hold water for washing. There was a pool out there. Oh, a bathtub. Define this word, brothers. This is going to be hard, but this is what David was, one of those guys. Define that. You'll see what David was doing. It wasn't by accident, and one day he just jumped on the top of the building like a Jedi, and then he was drinking and then dancing, and then, wow, this is my first time I'm seeing this. All right, go get Bathsheba. Yeah, that's not what happened. Please tell me if you catch my drift. Can you define this? Let me yeah. A peeping Jerry, which is the opposite of Tom. Yeah. That's what David was doing. Yeah, old man David watching. You know, his palace is the biggest one. So David will get up there, you know, with the binocular, like, oh, yeah. Woo! Ah, all right. Oh, man, free cookies all around. Man, that's what David was doing. It says here, brothers. Voyeur, French, a person who gain sexual pleasure from watching others when they are naked or engaging in increased sexual activity. That's what he was doing. Our ancestors were horrible, brothers. Fast word, repeat for them. Okay, now we are in letter 18. All right, we're in letter 18, brothers. We will learn the fate, we will learn the Jubilees, and we will learn the fate of Abigail and Mikal because of what David was doing. My residence here continued to be more and more agreeable. I am interested in studying the manners and customs of the people, reading the records, witnessing the solemnity of the religious worship, and learning the forms of the stately court. Moreover, I am not indolent. Indolent means lazy. I am not lazy in pursuing those military studies, of which Joab and the great master and Uriah are one of the most brilliant instructors. So this dude, he went to the military school now. He's in the military school that David had. Understand this, brothers and sisters. A lot of the Gentiles, a lot of the heathens, they learn how to fight. They learn literature from us. Okay, they came in and learned this from us. Okay, this is what's like way before the so-called Greeks, woman, and the birth of civilization. Way before that. At least 1,000 years before that. So the guys were coming and all that and things like that. They were studying. So Prince Adad, Adoa and Abbas's son, he studied under Joab and Uriah. Even the king, whose soldierly tastes amid all the luxury which environs him are not yet dormant, often enters the military castle, that which is called the citadel of David. Wow. The citadel of David, whatever. So David, he has still the warrior blood on him. Times on time, he came into the citadel of David and look around like, hey, you guys are training here. All right. Anybody want to spare with the king? Which you really don't want to do. Is one thing you really don't want to do is spare with the king. You better lose the first time the king draws sword, you better drop down. You really don't want to spare with the king. Nobody want to spare with the king. No, we good. What my king? You know, we heard there's some bakery open down there with fresh wine, and then David like bolted off and left because that's the only way you don't want to spar with the king. That's a huge mistake. Okay, now listen to this, brothers. where 300 of the noblest Hebrew youth, as well as the king's own sons, learned the tactics and strategy of war and the use of arms. So celebrate it is college of war that a son of the king of Tyre, 2 Syrian princes, 3 sons of the king of Arabia, and a son of the king of Cyprus, a pupil therein. So you got all those princes and sons and noblemen, they have to come to us to learn. From Joab, from David, from Uriah. They had to come under us to learn military school. Oh, today what they call them political science. Oh boy, what a disgrace. They have to come to us to learn the real stuff, okay? The sight of the army of the king in review on the elevated plain between these and the sides of Mount Ephraim is magnificent spectacle. The main body consists of 140,000 and 144,000 men, 12,000 from each tribe. Anybody catch my drift here? Anybody catch my drift? The main body consists of 144,000 men, 12,000 from each tribe, and each tribe big host harm and mail differently and carrying splendid standards, the tribe displaying therein the peculiar insignia. Brothers, this is not something that is new. 144,000 is not new. It's been there. 12,000 from each tribe. Remember, the so-called Levites, they are not warriors, but a Levite can be pretty much anything. They are the 12, they are the warriors, certain class. All the Levites can be priests, but all the Levites cannot be high priests. All the Levites, certain of the Levite can be soldiers, certain of the Levite cannot be soldiers, but they all know how to fight. The high priests are the straight bloodline descendant from Aaron. Up until this time, the Most High doesn't make mistake and he doesn't do anything over and say, okay, you know what, I messed up, I'm not gonna do this anymore, I'm gonna do a new thing. He doesn't do this. The high priests were the bloodline descendant of Aaron. The chief priests were any Levite. The soldiers were any Levite. 12,000. The main warrior class were the Gadites. The Gadites were the one that they were the warrior class. That's the guy who, if you want to get some ass kicking, and then you call the Gadites, then they go over there and they just wiped out everything. Those guys were the warrior class. Okay. The Judah as the scepter, they were like the class, the next king has to be from Judah. They were the kings, and then where the kings coming from. Okay. The Naphthalite, I believe they were the guys that the fastest. Okay, then after that, every tribe has a specific, the warrior class and stuff like that. So, and I really don't want to go into this because that's not what we are doing now. Beside the central army are battalions. Listen to this, brothers. That's the army. That's the main army of Israel. 144,000 men. 12,000 from each tribe. That is the main army. But besides that, there is another battalion. From the city and town in vast numbers, 8 legions of horsemen and 4,000 chariots, troops of Moabite slingers, of Edomite spearmen, of Syrian bowmen, of Ammonite lancers, of Philistine swordsmen, and a squadron of desert cavalry, wild and barbaric riders with spear twice the length of their horses, and whose steeds rival the eagle's flight and speed. This is an man, every time I'm learning, I'm like, man, the Most High is a master chess player, man. You cannot fight this guy. In Israel armies, because they have multiple armies, just like the USS, the USA have armies. We have the army, and we have the Marines, the Navy, and the SEAL, and the Navy SEAL, and we have the Navy, and now, brothers and sisters, we have the Guardian. All right, they are supposed to be the space protectors. So those are armies, okay? Okay, so those are armies. But this is what David had, brothers. From the cities and towns, those are in the cities and towns that guarding the borders, in vast numbers, 8 legions of horsemen. A legion, brothers, define how many men and how many members a legion can have. Somebody did this last time, a legion. A legion of horsemen, okay, 10,000. A legion, at least 10,000. You got 8 legions. So you got like 80,000 of horses and 4,000 chariots, troops of Moabites, slingers. So those are the guys that throw rocks. Woo, slingers. They're throwing rocks. They are throwing a bolo. Anybody know what a bolo is? A bolo is like they throw bolos, rocks. Any guys that can throw things. Those were the armies. Okay, we'll say 10,000. Okay, Edomite spearmen. Okay, all right, the spearmen, javelin men, Edomite spearmen, of Syrian bowmen, of Ammonite lancers, and Philistine swordmen, and a squadron of desert cavalry. So David have also, those are the mercenaries when you are doing dirty stuff, your things under the table, things behind. When you're doing things, the right hand cannot know what the left hand is doing. So David had that. The Most High had that thing. So, okay, yeah, a boomerang, a slingshot, stuff like that. Okay, sharpshooters, those guys were good at that. All right. Besides these are the permanent garrison or more than 100 border towns, and the soldiers who told the fortress and the countries the king had conquered. The whole army which the king can bring into the field numbers 600,000 fighting men. That's a big army. 600 fighting men. David have all. He had the ninjas. He had samurai. That was the time, brothers. The time of a samurai, the small Moabite, the kung fu guys. David go over there and kick their asses and then have them serve for him. He had the samurai. Right now we call them samurai. He had the samurai. He had the ninjas. He had the Shaolin. He had what they call those guys again? The desert, those Ishmaelite guys. Those they call them ISIS now. They call them terrorists. He got all those guys. David had all of them fighting for him. 600,000 fighting men. But of course, only a portion of these 4 state forms and garrison remain armed in time of peace. So the army was pretty good, but they only need a very small portion of them because it was a time of peace. There ain't no war and stuff like that. So okay, so they just have that in there. In my letter to my mother, I informed her that I had been invited by the princely courtesy of Uriah, who is regarded as the most gallant and brilliant officer in the army of the king, to become his guest a day. So Uriah, brothers, okay, invite Hadad to come to his house. Yeah, death squad, suicide squad, mercenaries. David has his special ops. David have a suicide squad when he wants to take over a bakery that somebody own, he just send a very special squad, kill the owner of the bakery and then take over the bakery. David do that. Now, brothers, this is Hadad went over there to Uriah's house, and then this is how it's going to describe what's in there in Uriah's houses. I have stated that his palace is on his one side of the king's garden. Brothers, this is obvious here. I have stated that his palace is one side of the king's garden. That means if the king can look at his garden, he can also look at Uriah's houses. Staying on the other, the palace of Uriah is a distinguished for taste and elegance, and all the interior apartment and by its exterior, as that the latter of plainness and soldier-like severity of style. The rough old warrior disdain gardens and fountains and give up the ground to the exercise of his long-haired Peletites and Cheritites which their bows and arrows sling and course. So you, oh, it's my homeboy right there. Can't talk. So Yuya, he doesn't like gardens and fountains and all that crap. He just cut those things out. He put a little mini exercise for his bodyguards to shoot arrow to train, because those guys were soldiers, man. Yuya was very strict. Yuya was very disciplined. Yuya was probably the most disciplined soldier in the army. Yuya was like another Abner. Yuya will replace when Abner died. Everybody look up to Yuya. Yuya was a straight man. He was well disciplined, brothers. Once we go further in this book, you know how disciplined Yuya was. He was a Hittite, disciplined man. The environment of the villa of Yuya are cultivated and adorned with flowers and fountains, shade walks, and terrace. Okay, while in the midst, brothers, in the middle of the scene of beauty, stained white marble bathing basins. In the middle of that's for his wife Bathsheba. They have like many bassins, like couple of pools. Not one pool, man. The brother have multiple pools in his. Woo! Can you, brothers? This is a heathens. He own a freaking mansion, not one pool, man. He had multiple pools, beautiful. I think it's large, beautiful. He had like bathtub. Well, that's like the women. That's like Bathsheba. That's her stuff. You know, Yuya in his side of it, he put a bunch of warrior things, training stuff. He trained his men 24 hours a day. But on the other side, you know, and Yuya had many pools. A men shouldn't have like one pool. Yuya has many pools and stuff because he loved, you know, water and stuff. That's his wife. Many pool. Yeah. Heathens, when he was living like a king here, man. Bathing basins enclosed by the curtains of silken pavilion. Through these charming walks, Yuya conduct me to his mansion. Brothers, through these charming walks, Yuya conduct me to his mansion. That wasn't even, that was like a guest house. That was his guest house. And then now he about to get to the mansion. Oh, brothers. Who expressed a desire to have me brought into her apartment. Oh, no, wait. He did me the honor to present me to his wife, Bathsheba. So now, Yuya came into the mansion. He said, this is my wife over here, Bathsheba. And then the dude looked at to Bathsheba, and this is what happened. He did me the honor to present me to his wife, Bathsheba, who expressed a desire to have me brought into her apartment, as she had been both seen from you and my mother. So Bathsheba was a good friend of Adora, and it was a good friend of the Abbasis when they were there. So Bathsheba said, let me see this young man. Let me see. And then Bathsheba was questioning him about their parents. And this is what he said about Bathsheba. Is she not the same whom David saw at the well of palms, and whom Yuya learned the way he took? That's the Bathsheba, brothers. The little girl, the little 14-year-old. All right, give me a second, brothers. Forgive me, brothers. We're almost done. We got 2 more pages. We're almost done. Is she not the same whom David saw at the well? Hey, can you guys hear me? Okay, I believe you guys can hear me. At the well, of palms, of whom Uriah learned the way he took. How shall I give my dear mother a description of the beauty of this noble looking lady? Yeah, she was 14, Abigail was 16, David was like 17 or 19 when they met. She was 14, Abigail was 16, David was 17 years old. They were like kids when they met. This is how, 45 years later, okay, this is how Bathsheba looks. How shall I give my dear mother a description of the beauty of this noble looking lady who at 40 years of age, she's 40 years old now, okay? She's 40 years old. For she does not seem more and is perhaps not so old. He's still the most beautiful woman next to my ever charming mother. So, the dude don't want to tell, yeah. Bathsheba was older than that. Bathsheba was at least 55 years old. No, Bathsheba was at least 45 or 50 years old because David is older than her. And whatever David, whatever. I don't want to do the math. But she's still beautiful, brothers. She was the most beautiful woman that he saw, besides of the mother. Say, she's not prettier than you, mom. Women were like, how? What, you mean she's prettier than your mother? No, okay, yeah. Mom, you prettier than her. All right, that's my boy. All right. Women, you cannot tell your own mom that another woman that she friend with old age is prettier than her, but that's what he's describing here. At 40 years of age, for she does not seem more, and it perhaps not so old. So she says she's 40, but she looked 20. She's looked like she's like early 20s, like and stuff like that. She looked young and beautiful. All right. It's still the most beautiful woman next to my ever charming mother I ever beheld, I ever seen. Okay, so she received me with infinite grace and asked me so many questions about my own country, and I was soon to ease in her presence. So Bathsheba was asking him a lot of questions. Where's your mom and stuff? Oh my God, it's been 40 years. Did you know your mom and I used to go there and stuff? They keep talking to the brother to death, how women does. So after dinner, attended by her maidens, Bathsheba, quote unquote, a Gentiles and his husband, quote unquote, two Gentiles, they living in a mansion with multiple pools and garden. They living like king and queens. Then they have their own slaves. Uriah took his slave and make them guardsmen. He make them guard the house, shooting arrows and stuff. Bathsheba made his maid. When they say maidens, they're not slaves, but handmaidens, servants, women, like girls, virgins. That's what they used to call girl back then. They didn't have the word for girl and boy, virgin and lads. For some reason, right now we got lost. But anyway, after dinner attended by her maidens and accompanied by Uriah and by me, she walked in the garden and we gathered fruit and flower and looked at the wide prospect of Jerusalem from the terrace. The palace had but just been completed, but a few weeks occupied by them, and they took therefore the more pride and gratification of showing me strangers. Okay, we are now just in, so that's like he left the house. Okay, so Uriah, Adad, the son of Abbasis and Adorah, came in and visited Uriah. Uriah was living large, brothers. When you look at this, you're like, damn, I can't wait to get into the kingdom, man. This is how Gentiles, a heathen, was living in our kingdom. That dude was, he had everything. He had maid servant. That's what's gonna happen, brothers. The Gentiles that yield and bend the knee to the Most High, they will have their own servant. They will have their own servant, but certain of them, they will be made into certain. There are levels. Let's leave it at that. There are levels, brothers. That's what this dude was. He was a very good man, brother. He was always there for David. He treated David like a brother. He was always there. And those guys were still. But, brothers, you learn something that was in David's heart the first time he met Bathsheba. All right. Let us move in. Now, This is tablet leaves second. We are at the end of this, brothers. Oh boy, bear with me. We are now just entering upon the great Hebrew festival, of which I have heard you, my father, speak, but the arrival of which is recused only every 50 years. Can somebody tell me what we celebrate every 50 years, brothers and sisters? Can somebody type that? Every 50 years? This is an account how we celebrate this thing, brothers. Thank you very much. Jubilee. Jubilee. Every 50 years. This is how they used to celebrate Jubilee. You did not witness, okay? He said, we are now just entering upon the great Hebrew festival, of which I have heard you, my father, speak, but the arrival of which, as it recused only every 50 years. You did not witness while you were in Judea. So Abbasis and Adora did not witness the Jubilee because it's every 50 years. So they are king and queen of Tadmor right now. So their son is witnessing Jubilees every 50 years. But brothers, there are clarification in there. Listen, this is what they say. The sacred number 7 apply. It's not gonna make sense to you. It didn't make sense to me either. I'm not too good with math. The sacred number 7 apply to years. Make a week of 7 years. And this week of 7 years, instead of days, long is again multiplied by 7. Okay? That's 49. 7 times 7. What is that? 7 is perfection. 7 times 7. Is it 49? That's what that is, right? Please put it in the comment. Okay? By 7, making 49 years. So technically, it's every 49 years. All right? Or 1 year, striking out the secular days wholly made up of Sabbath. So it's 49 years, but the next year following is the year of Sabbath, which they call the Jubilee. 7 times 7 is the 49 years. The next year's following, this is the year of Jubilee. So 49 years after that, now when he was there, that's the Jubilee, which made it the 50 years. Plus 1, that's the year you work 49. Well, you can't work 49 years. And a lot of our brothers and sisters would say, man, if I could retire at 50 years old, I'd be good, man. Once you reach 50, no more work and it just retires, okay? 50 is a year of return, Jubilee, Jubilee, all right? Why I keep saying Jubilees? It's French, okay? Secular days wholly made up of Sabbath. So Jubilee is the Sabbath year. This 49 year is celebrated by suspension of all agricultural labor and kept as a Sabbath of rest. Brothers, this is what the Sabbath means. Rest. That's all, brothers. That's all the Sabbath means. Rest. It doesn't mean anything else. It doesn't mean you have to wear certain type of clothes, and then each step you have to take, you have to release a huge fort, and every 7 step you have to do certain things. That's not what it just means. But this is what the Jubilee means. This is what all people were doing righteously. All right. No agricultural work. Okay. And kept as a Sabbath for rest. During the whole year, no one either sows or reaps, but all satisfied with what the earth and trees produce spontaneously. So nobody go ahead and plant, and then things are getting stuff out, and then reap. Nobody does that, brothers. They just take fruit that the trees that already on the trees. They just take fruit that's already there. They don't work a whole year vacation, brothers. See, there are multiple ways you can. Okay, excuse me. 6 days working, brothers. 1 day you left it to rest at Sabbath. That's your 1 day. You can call that a Jubilee day. Okay, this is the Sabbath day, 1 day Jubilee. If you just married, like we learned in this book, David was married. When you are married, brothers, there's a special law that say you have to spend 1 year. You cannot work. You cannot go to war. That's your 1 year Jubilee between you and your wife. 1 year of honeymoon. None of us here pass 1 year on honeymoon. One of you like barely have a honeymoon. You barely did anything. You married today, next day you at work. You married today, 2 days later you at work. You married today, not even a few weeks, couple of weeks, you back at work. You don't want to get fired. But back then, you got a whole year of Jubilee, a whole year of rest, so you can know your wife and your wife can know you. That's why there were little to no divorce back then. People know each other, brothers. Before you marry that woman, you already known that woman, fleshly known these women. A lot of you don't know this. Before two people get married, brothers, they will raise kids. They will raise teenagers. They know each other for a long, long time. And then they decide they get married. That's why they had barely no divorce. Now you just met somebody at a bar. Next day you're at the courthouse. And then you get married. And then people are asking, why the divorce rate is so high? Because you don't know this person. You don't know this person. Imagine your high school sweetheart, okay? You know her, she know you, okay? And then you guys spent like 10, 20 years together. And then you guys get married. And then after that married, you got a whole year of vacation. Her parents bring a bunch of money. Your parents bring a bunch of money. Both of you become instant millionaire. And you spent a whole year traveling the world. You and that girl that you know from high school, that boy that you know in high school. That person's not a stranger to you. You know her, she knows you, traveling, buying cars, buying houses. Every country you pass, you're buying houses. That's what it was, brothers. That's what it was back then. All right? So those are called jubilees, okay? All right? No. Wasn't marriage arranged back then? No. Some marriage are arranged, some are don't. Brothers, listen to me. Let's take a little pause here. Do you know how proud a woman was when they come to this woman? They say the king of Assyria wants to marry you. He's sending 2,000 camels, 20,000 cows, 50,000 goats. And he's sending a bag of gold and stuff to ask you in marriage. And, well, those women never say no, because, listen, brothers, I don't want to, this is not my territory. You know how proud the women felt like a men actually starting a war just to impress them. Just to impress them. They say, the emperor started a war in your honor, princess. And other women that's there said, damn, this man starting a war for her. And then they go in there here and say, you don't have to marry this guy. You don't know him, girl, and stuff, because those women got low self-esteem. No men starting a war. No, not even a man would go over there and give them a freaking goat. Oh, 10 o'clock. All right, let's sanctify the fast. Those men are not giving a freaking goat to marry them, so they get jealous of a princess getting a powerful king coming over there and then ask her for a hand. Brothers, when they ask a woman for their hands, it just doesn't mean like, okay, they're going to get married like that. They ask you for their hand, you go ahead, you spend a year and a half with this man. If you don't love this man, yeah, of course you will not love that emperor that have all that money. He's spending a year with you. Okay, I don't want this man. All the time, brothers, those women marry those men. 2-3 months later, that man ended up dying. And then that woman take everything back and then come back and marry that man they ever loved. That's what it was, brothers. That's what it was. Those princesses, when their father set them up, they were daddy's little girls. They used to listen to their father. They say, I'm going to marry you with the king of Assyria. Once you marry him, you know what to do. Save the kingdom. All right? Yes, daddy. That women go over there and did what needs supposed to be done. That king fall asleep, drop 1, 2, 3, drop in his throat, and that king just stay asleep forever. And then now the kingdom belong to the people. Yeah. The women were dangerous back then. Now you can't tell a woman anything about this. You can't tell a woman just go marry this man so you can save the whole race. Oh hell no! I'm not. I'm in love with this guy that's standing in front of the store asking for 25 cents. All right, let's sanctify this fast. Remember what Zahila does, brothers. Zahila messed up everything because and things like women back then were known as Black Widow. Yeah, but Zahila was like that scumbag women that mess up everything. It's 10 o'clock, brothers and sisters. Let us sanctify the fast, okay? We are calling upon Abigail as in a witness to come and sanctify and certify this fast. Day 34, brothers and sisters, down. We are moving to day 40. We got like 6 more days to go. Hopefully, brothers, the Most High bring us that great deliverance. May he look upon this fast with respect. May he have respect upon this fast and give the nation the great deliverance. Oh. All right, the fast is 65. I don't want to blow them that thing too hard because of the scumbags up there. They'll call the police. Anyway, so all right, getting good. Thank you again for the sister that sent the show for. All right, brothers, we got a couple of stuff. It's 10 o'clock. Let's take a little 5 minutes break. We're pretty much done, brothers. Thank you for the beloved sister Paula. Beloved sister Paula. Those are really good. My daughter loves them. I give the wife one. I keep one. And then those are the hand sanitizer. And oh boy, I don't know why those kids didn't pop up in here. Thank you for the side whistle, the 2 side whistle. My daughter already fight me for one, and she already took the other one. Okay, we got another side whistle, so we won't fighting anymore. We got plenty also of slide whistle. We're not done. We will tell you about Abigail. We're not done. We're just going to certain things. Okay. For those of you who want to use the bathroom and stuff, you can go ahead, and then those are me just saying stuff. So, brothers, this is a letter, beautiful letter that I yes, brother Phil, those people might call and say, hey man, that guy got a cow. Every 10 p.m. there's a cow mooing in that guy and that guy room. They'll call, the Most High. They will call the police. Anyway, man, this is a beautiful letter that I received for the beloved sister Caroline. Okay, this is the beloved sister. The sister is 74 years young. And I never knew that, brothers. I never knew I got we have such soldiers. That's what I'm telling you, man. Our sisters, our brothers, those soldiers. All right, I'm just going to read this letter, brothers. Understand this. This is the power of the Most High, and this is the strength of his servants. If you're truly the Most High servants, all right? Good morning, Big Levi, servant of the Most High, the God that created both heaven and earth. Under the earth, he created everything we see and everything we don't see. That is very important to say things like that. That means you're talking about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I have been following you since September 2020 as you follow the Most High. Thank you for your obedience to our Father. That's exactly when I started this channel. Okay. I've been following you since. Oh, I already read that. I follow you without the chat room. I don't have access. I have learned so much from you. So some of our people, they don't have access to computers to chat in the room, so they are watching in the TVs or somewhere else. Okay, I have been fasting since the beginning, and I am fasting the 40 days and night from sunup to sundown with liquids only, water and juice. So for those of you who don't know, ever since in September, brothers, we started the fast. For the people that were there in the beginning, that's still here. A lot of people were there in the beginning with us. They are not here anymore because they got offended. Certain things that I said, they got offended, and then they left because they want to follow a man. They want to follow me. They want to follow the fleshly men. I keep telling them, don't follow me, follow the Most High. Follow the Most High, brothers. Okay? So if I say something during this story about marriage, somebody pissed off, or why'd you say this? Okay? You have a problem with me. You don't have a problem with the Most High. All right? I hate that guy Big Levi. Every time he open his mouth, it feel like my soul want to leave my body. Okay, you're a demon. We understand that, but don't come at me, man. Okay, you have a problem with me, but not with the Most High. That's what the sister said here. All right, from sundown to sunup, liquids, bread and butter, veggies and fruit, no meat, eggs, pasta, rice, and etc. This is a very disciplined soldier right there. I keep telling you people, I'm not that disciplined, man. Okay, when it comes to that chicken, Lord bless my soul. I can't let that out. On Sunday, February the 28th, around 8 a.m., I was attacked by a demon. I thought pain in the lower right of my stomach would never go away. I broke out in sweats and began to cry from the pain. I began massaging my stomach widely, but it would not stop. It felt like I was trying to pass a kidney stone. I stumbled up from my bed, very weak, and drank glass of apple cider vinegar, but pain would not stop. I began calling on the Most High, the angels, also the Holy Spirit. At this time, I became very cold, still wobbling my right side of the stomach. I got up to throw up at least 9 to 12 times, brothers and sisters. Those are heavy spiritual. Look, when you suffer something like this, brothers, that means those demons, they had enough of you. They have enough. Yeah, brother Irifam has the same thing. They have enough because you are causing too much damage. The people that are the most disciplined, they are causing the most damage, and those they're sending like heavy demons, heavy haters come and hit them. I got 2 more brothers that called me, and the brother was a brother that I was going to die. I threw up. I don't know what was going on and stuff, but I did give up the fast. One sister also. Many of our people, brothers. I think like in the middle of the fast, brother, I wake up with the pain right on top of my belly. Remember I told you I drink that that stuff. You know, we don't want to go there, but I feel that pain, brothers. I'm like, God, what is this? I pray, I drink water, and I rebuke this demon. Anyway, let's move in. I got up and threw up at least 9 to 12 times. Finally, some relief. I thought I would be too sick to pray with you at the in the nation. With our time would be 11 a.m. where she at. Your time is 12 p.m. Finally, just at the nick of time, a big relief. That's when you see when she about to get in the prayer, and the demons know this. All the prayer warriors came in, and those demons flee. They leave her alone. They flee. I was able to pray with you and the nation. The Most High gave me these scriptures. This is very important, brothers. This is very important, okay, to have. Okay? The Most High gave me the scripture. I was throwing up too, brothers. And I ate some food. I ate some pasta. I love, not the pasta. It was some lasagna. I love lasagna. Brother, I was like, what is this? Feel that thing is kicking like throw up. I'm like, Big Levi, don't back down from a food fight, fool. Tuck your serpent tail between your goat leg and skip back to hell where you belong. I don't back down to food fight. The Most High gave me this scripture. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as the eagle. They shall run, not be weary. They shall walk, not faint. Brothers and sisters, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as the eagle. They shall run, not be weary. They shall walk, not be faint. Key word there, brothers and sisters, wait. Wait. Pray, fast, pray, repeat. Brothers, this is coming for a 74-year-old sister. That's a soldier. I wouldn't have the time to do this, brothers. I would have done something else. I don't work, so praising the Most High is easy. I praise him constantly all day with my eyes closed. Okay, that's what you need to do, brothers. If you have this type of thing, okay. A lot of people are throwing up because that's what the demon, brothers. That's what when you're throwing up, brothers. When you're doing things, you're puking, you're throwing things out. Your body's rejecting things. You are cleaning yourself. All those you probably when you throw up, brothers, you probably throw up a cancer. When you throw up, you probably throw up a tumor. When you throw up, you probably throw up a poison. That's what the Most High, your body's cleaning up. You're throwing up things out. Your system is cleaning out. Okay. I begin, brothers. This is very important. This is what I want the nation to hear. I began seeing visions, seeing faces on this island. Some are smiling, some not, but all are peaceful and friendly. They come right up to my face, checking me out. These people are so real. I have never seen them before. Love them. This is another account of our people seeing people, brothers. They are seeing faces. They are seeing people standing, guarding their place, people walking with them. The brother say he was praying, brother. Next thing he saw a huge light. He saw a bunch of men riding with sword. And he saw the light. And then when he done praying and crying, and then he heard a voice tell the brother, he is coming. Brothers and sisters, this is no joke. This is not a church stunt. This hash is real. Brothers, those are the people that have very specific, those are the people that are closer to the Most High. I don't have dream like that. I don't have vision like that. I told you that the Most High, I don't know what he had against me, but I'm pretty sure he has something with the Most High. Never let me see angels like that. He let me see demons. Like when I'm seeing you right now, I'm seeing this. He let me see demons face to face ever since I was a little boy. I told you about those 2 encounters that I had when I was at work. The Most High, I don't know if I saw an angel. I can't even remember when I saw an angel. I did saw one, but I can't even remember when I was a kid. But anyway, I had an angel in my family. My grandmother, she was one of them until she left. And I now realize, oh, grandma was an angel. Oh, well, thank you. She taught me a bunch of the stuff that I'm, telling you guys. Okay. I begun seeing visions, seeing faces on this island. Okay. On this island. Some are smiling, some are not. But all are peaceful and friendly. They come right up to my face, checking me out. These people are so real. I have never seen them before, but love them. The Most High gave me this scripture, Hebrews 12, 1-2. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about so great a cloud of witness, let us lay aside every weight, sin which doth so easily beset us. Let us run with patience the race that is set before us. This is beautiful, brothers. Let us run with patience. Brothers, I can't stress this enough. I told my beloved brothers and sisters out there, be patient, brothers. Wait on the Most High. Let us run with patience. The 40 days you're going to complete this. He is coming, brothers. Don't be rash there, man. Biglevi, I can't listen to you. You said the Most High was going to come during the Great Conjunction. He didn't. You said this March is going to come. He didn't. So I'm going back to the church. All right. Thank you so much, Biglevi. P.S. Please pray for my son, Irvin Jr. He wants a wife. All right, brothers. Sister, we gotta pray for the beloved brother Irvin, okay, for a wife, okay? He loves the Most High and watches you often. His age is 47. The brother need a righteous woman for the kingdom, okay? Thank you, beloved Sister Caroline Jones, for sending us these beautiful things. Thank you for the Most High. Thank you for letting the Most High use you as a vessel to bring the nation this beautiful message, brothers. Now, understand this. All of you brothers out there that are throwing up, you're not alone. The sisters, I'm telling you, man. I woke up, I could not. I'm like, what the hell is going on? No, my wife was like, what are you you never throw up. What is this? What's going on with you? You feel you eat. Well, I'm like, I don't want to tell her what's going on. I'm like, those freaking demons. You again, Big Levi never back down from a food fight. You will lose, and that demon lost. They run, scumbag. They run. So, brothers, that's the beloved sister. Let me see. I think we had an email. We read this in the beginning, brothers. Okay. Let me read it again. That one email that the sister sent. I'm not quite sure if a sister or brother. Thank you, beloved sister, Majleen Emil. Thank you. Let me see. All right. Now, understand this, brothers. Oh boy, here we go. All praises to the Most High Creator. This is from beloved brother or sister M. Daniels. Shalom, Big Levi. Brother Big Levi, my brother was found face down at a friend's house yesterday. He suffered cardiac arrest. The paramedics revived him and took him to Brookdale, a hospital in Brooklyn. And the surgeon cleared the blockage. Now we have to wait 72 hours to see if there's any brain activity. My brother was on the channel frequently, and he was fasting with us. This is very important. We talk about the Mosai in scriptures a lot. He smoked, but I know his heart was uncovered. Brethren, I prayed several times last night and this morning. I trust the Mosai, and may his will be done. And I proclaim in the name of the Holy Spirit victory. Please pray for him. Shalom, Big Levi. I'm still fasting, weeping, and mourning, and I'm not losing faith. Brothers, this thing is not easy. This is not easy, brothers. A lot of people think like this is what you are doing. It's a joke. There are some heavy hitters out there, man. Yeah, the brother will pray for the brother M. Daniels. We'll pray for them. Okay. All right, brothers, keep those brothers and sisters in your prayer. The soldiers out there, you're not alone, right? If you suffer some throw up, you feel like you want to throw up, or you feel the food doesn't sit well with you, okay. It's you're not alone. It's the demon attacking you. Don't back down. What they want you to do, brothers, he said, F it. I'm giving up. I'll eat tomorrow and mess those people. They don't know what they are doing. They want you to break the fast, break the oath. Brothers, once this oath is sealed on the 40 days, it's sealed. That's it. That's it, brothers. When the fast is sealed, the sun go down everywhere. Boom! It's done. Our oath is fulfilled. We're good. 1, 2, 3. All praises to the Most High. Let's. Oh, hey. 1, 2, 3. All praises to the Most High, brothers. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. We got one page, brothers. One page left, and then we're done. Should we move in, brothers? Should we keep trucking? Some people have to go to work tomorrow. I want to know if the nation is good. Should we keep on trucking? Should we keep on trucking, brothers and sisters? I will ask somebody to type the PO box. The PO box for the people that wish to send the some of our seniors, they are old school. They don't really like just sending email and stuff like that, and some of our people do not have access to computers and phone. Please type the PO box in the chart and stuff like that. Okay, the most I the nation has spoken. All right, let's keep on trucking, brothers. Okay, the PO box is PO Box 1074 104 Fort Lauderdale, Florida 333. Let me see here. Oh boy, wait. 33302. Okay. PO Box 1074 Fort Lauderdale, Florida 33302. All right. So for those of you who wish to send, if you don't have what they call this, access to computer. You can send your letter here. If you want the nation to know certain things that happen, you're not alone. A lot of people are going through the same thing. Let us keep on moving, brothers. Let us keep on moving the stuff. Okay. Okay, Sister Madge, thank you. I didn't know that was you. Thank you, Sister Madge. All right, let us keep moving. I know the sister is right there in in Hollywood. I must come back. I never set up one day so I can meet with the sister because we need to get that thing started. The halfway housing for the nation, and the sister hope for help. And I walk up on the most I request. So, but I'll do my best, sister, so we can get this thing off the ground and help the nation and moving on. All right, brothers and sisters, let's keep on trucking. All right then. Thank you, Sister Karen. All right then. So we were talking about the jubilees, okay, brothers? How people were celebrating the jubilees. 49 years. The next year is 50 years. That the year of the jubilee. All right, brothers. Okay. This 49 years is did I hear that during the war? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Okay. All right. Good. No. Okay. Let's read it again. Drink. All right. Okay, let's go. This 49 year is celebrated by suspension of all agricultural labor and kept as a Sabbath of rest. During the whole year, no one either sows or reaps, but all are satisfied with what the earth and the trees produce spontaneously. Okay, nor is this the only remarkable feature of this half-century festival. Every man who has sold or mortgaged or in any way alienated his land patrimony this year resume possession of it, the older cheerfully resign it, having of course it and the transaction by which it fell unto his hand calculated for the jubilee restoration thereof. Hence, neither loss nor injustice is receiving by him. Not only that, brothers, not only everybody rests, they don't work and stuff. All the people that was renting and have a mortgages, let's say if you had a mortgages on your house, okay, if you get a mortgages on the house, brothers, after when it comes to the jubilee here, the mortgage is canceled. You don't have to pay anymore. But first they have to make a precise calculation so people won't take advantage of that. So there's no injustice. Your debt is canceled. All your debt is canceled. All debt's supposed to be canceled after 7 years, but not here, baby. You went to school when you are 20, brothers and sisters. You got a student loan debt. 50 years later, brothers, you still owe them. You 74 years old, still have that debt. That money you owe that credit card 50 years ago, still there. That money that you owe the government, the IRS, is still there. That's an injustice. And then you people are calling yourself a Christian. No, you're not. For those students out there, for those people that have the student debt, 100,000 in debt, brothers and sisters. If you had a student debt for 5 years, in that 5 years, the Jubilee year fall, and in the 5th year, your student debt is canceled, your mortgage is clear, you now own the house, your car that you just bought, you own this car brand new, the land, you own the land brand new, everything is gone. That's how people used to do it. Useless degrees. You're stuck with it. The only way to be free of this is to die. All persons held in bondage are also set free with their wives and children. During the Jubilee years, brothers and sisters, all the person that were slave. Understand this. Let me go further, brothers. All the persons that were slave or set free with their wives and their children. Let me explain. We go to war with the country. We kill them and stuff like that. We took their wives. We took their children. After the Jubilee years, they set free. Most of them don't want to go home, brothers. They don't want to go home. You know what they did? They don't want to go home. That Moses has to put a law in the Bible. The Moses have to put a law that say, if you set your slave free, they don't want to go home. You have to take their ear and bore a hole in it. Somebody give me that scripture. You have to put a hole. You bore a hole in their ear so they be your slave forever. If I was a freaking Gentiles, man, I was living in that great city of Zion, floating city. I'm enjoying technology. I'm teleporting from planet to planet. Go see other people serving my master well. Nah, hell, I want to come back in that dump in that earth and living. Oh, hell no. Master, bore my head with that hole. I'm yours forever. Bond servant. Somebody got that scripture? Anybody got it? Anybody know this? Those slaves don't want to leave. Brothers, you listen. A race of alien come here. They take you up. They go to their planet with you. All those magnificent technology. You live. You're not even a slave. They call you a slave. You free. You do whatever the hell you want over there. Is that Exodus 21? Exodus 21:6, then this master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. So you have to take this slave in the middle of your doorhouse. You put a AUL in his ear, and then he's your slave forever because they didn't want to go home. You go to this planet, brothers and sisters, flying cars, technology. You learn all those technology. And then they say, okay, you want to go back to Earth forever and never coming back here? And then you're like, oh, yeah, send me back to that miserable life. I have a bunch of freaking debt over there, and nobody likes me over there. In fact, the government is after me to kill me. Send me back there. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. I'll visit Earth just to, mooning, the people down on Earth. I stay in one of the chariot and then and then press a button, have one part of the chariot being transparent, turn my back, drop my pants and stuck my butt in there, mooning the people down there. And then I'm talking to them and that loudspeaker. I'm like, look at me, look at it, look at it. That's right. I'm living with aliens now. I got all technology. And I'm like, see you suckers in 50 more years. And I left. And then 50 more years I came back. I'm living forever. Brothers, when the Most High say going to give you 1,000 years of rest, that means you will live forever, brothers. You'll live forever. Every 50 years, I come back there and then I say, all right, most of you scumbag died 50 years ago. Those are the new ones. Look at it. Look at it, you scumbag. That's right. And I'll come back another 50 years. I'll be that massive scumbag who do that, brothers. I will not let left heaven to go down here on earth because, I don't know. I'm human. No, oh hell no. Oh hell no. Every 50 years they will have us to say there's always some fat dude coming over there and then mooning us, man. What the hell is this? And he live forever. He's driving a UFO and stuff like that. I'll be the master mooning fat guy. But anyway, brothers and sisters, that's what it was. All persons held in bondage are set free with their wives and children. This extraordinary law of the land coming into operation produces all at once an extraordinary condition of things. The whole kingdom is suddenly thrown into a state of excitement and motion. Everybody's happy, brothers. Everybody's like, oh, thank God, all the slaves, I'm gonna be free. Everybody have debts and stuff like that. Did you know the slaves used to beg the masters not to free them because they don't want to go back where the hell they were coming from? Brothers, listen. If you are Gentiles, brother, like Abba sees, the Most High made you king of a whole kingdom. You had the best women that's the women that you love. You own everything, and all of a sudden you want to give that up to go serve in the army and go die for some other for some other king. Oh hell no! Oh hell no! Oh, the people was dancing, the whole state, the whole kingdom, everybody's dancing and stuff. Every slaves are free. None of the slaves want to go back home because they didn't get treated like slave brothers. When we say slave brothers, we don't beat them and stuff like that every single day. We're beating them. So they are servants. They don't want to go home. Years of poverty and struggle in a night. That's what's going to happen, brothers, when the Most High crack the sky open. That's going to be our Jubilee. Years of struggle, of poverty, and in a night, brothers. One night, you free. One night, you become an instant millionaire, brothers. Well, billionaire. And one night, all prisoners are free. Can you imagine if you did commit a crime? Well, you really did this, and you're in prison for like 60, well, you're in prison for life. But after 50 years, you get released and you get paid. Years of poverty and struggle ended in the night, and the houseless reoccupied the homes of their fathers. The houseless mean the homeless. That's what they mean. The homeless reoccupied the homes of their fathers. That means if you lost your home and like in 2008 and that mortgages or whatever, house crashes during the Jubilee here, they give you back the home. The bank give it back to you. The land and everything is back to you. If your car was repossessed, they give you a brand new car. That's what the Gentiles are supposed to do. After the 400 years, you so-called black people, this is your Jubilee here. Come get your 40-acre and that freaking mule. Each of you is $100 million to each of you. Enjoy it. You guys have a great time. Hopefully when your father get here, you'll put a good word for me. Enjoy the land. Go on vacation. Take your family. Travel the world. You're free. We respect the Lord. That's what the Lord say. After the end of 400 years, after the Jubilee years. Yet you people, you people don't want to give anything. We beg, we pledge. You don't want to give anything. You don't want to give the Jubilee here. Fine. Because to you, it's a joke. Fine. All right. Years of poverty and struggle ended in the night, and the houseless reoccupy the homes of their fathers. The landless become possessor of noble estates, and universal joy prevails. Brothers, the landless become possessors of noble estates. Noble, you know what that means when they say noble estates? That means mansion, big lands. The poor people that was begging in the street, they become owners of mansion and lands. They got everything now. No more homelesses. When you drive by Skid Row, brothers, all the homelesses are happy. They got mansion, they got money, they off drugs. Everything is back the way they were, back the way the Most High they want it to be. And universal joy prevails. Everybody was happy. Jews and Gentiles are like, they were all happy. Partying and stuff. The very touching and joyful scene which occur every hour of the first few days are deeply interesting. So it's in the year first few days, everybody's enjoying and partying and stuff like that. Okay, the first 9 days are spent in a round of festivities. 9 days, brothers. Festival. Righteously. First day, Big Levi, I'm getting the boys together. We're going to Vegas. We're going to celebrate. Righteously. The second day, we're going to go to Los Angeles Third day, we want to go to Arizona. Fourth day, New York. Fifth day, Jamaica, China. We all over the world celebrating in our private jet, flying around, swagger jacking people too. Taking their stuff. Big Levi will not miss this. Don't test me, man. That's what I tell you. Follow the Most High. The first 9 days, brothers, festival. Coachella here, Coachella there, party over here, party over there, everybody free. We're going around in your private jet, you're going around in your own UFO that the Most High give you, and then you're laughing at the people well, you really won't laughing at your own people, but you're flying all over and then tell those people, I told you scumbag, the Most High was real and he's here, I would like. And when this thing is over, Mosai give me a UFO, one of those chariots. I said, Mosai, can I go to hell and see some of the people over there? Go ahead, my son. And I go to hell and then do certain things to those people. I would need a whip too. Tell the devil, tell the Satan, can I borrow your whip? There are certain people here I need to see. Certain very specific people. I have their name written on a piece of paper. And I tell the Most High, once you come here and please, can I get a whip and go to hell and do a few stuff? The first 9 days are spent in a round of festivities. Everybody congratulates everybody. Brothers, everybody's congratulating everybody. Okay? And gifts are interchanged, all feuds healed. Everybody, brothers, is congratulating. Congratulations, brother Peter. Hey, brother Big Levi. Congratulations, brother Paul, brother John. Hey, man, congratulations, people. We partying and then we go all places, brothers and sisters. Traveling, go seeing people that we never seen. Go places. I always wanted to go to Alpha Centauri, Planet X. And then you press a button in the UFO or the chariot, a portal open, you travel right to it. You go there, you party, you eat fruit, you never, man, beautiful, beautiful. And righteousness, okay? All feuds healed. Everybody who had a beef with them, it healed. Because of the spirit of the Most High is upon you. It's not like you really want to end that old feud, but all feud healed. And forgiveness and reconciliation are the rule of the day. This first 9 days, no manner of work is done, even within doors, and everyone you meet is crowned with leaves of flower and array and festival attire with chants and songs fill the air. This is Mardi Gras. This is where the swagger jack Mardi Gras. This is, the Hawaiians. This is, the Hawaiians, some of them are all people. They didn't swagger jack this. So during this day, the first 9 days, brothers, people are going around. People put crown in your head, crowns of flowers, of leaves, put wreath around your head. Like when you go to Hawaii, I've never gone there, but they give you flower. People give you money, gift. You just walking around. One brother walk up to you, say, brother, here you go, man. He's a sword made out of entirely of gold. He's a box of silver. He's a Bessie. Hey, brother, come here. I own this dealership. Choose whatever car you want. I'll be the scumbag Big Levi and say, okay, well, just give me the paper of this deed of this dealership. I'll take all of it. No problem, man. I'll be the guy who take all the dealer. Some people will just walk up and say, okay, I want that truck. The truck is yours. Take it, brother. Take it. That's what it's supposed to be, brothers. In 2019, that's what the supposed to be. Bill Gates was supposed to call one of us and say, listen, come. All of my houses, choose whichever you like. The dealership supposed to call our brethren and say, choose whatever car you please. Okay? Choose out of all the yaks, choose which one you like, to your liking. That's what it was. Of course, back then, a Lamborghini was known as an ass. You could not buy an ass back then, brothers. Those asses would cost a lot of money, man. Asses was actually more expensive than a freaking horse. YAHAWAH couldn't even afford an ass, man. He had to buy an ass. Freaking donkey, man. Expensive stuff. That's what billionaires used to ride. Asses. They left their horses. They just rode into town on them nice ass. Just rode in there. But today we call those things Lamborghinis. But anyway. All right. Let's keep on moving. Okay? The first 9 days, no manner of work is done, even with doors, and everyone you meet and crown with leaves of flowers and array and festival attire with chants and song fill the air. Everybody's chanting, partying, praise the Most High. People are partying, just like New Year, but done in righteousness. Yeah, donkeys were freaking expensive, man. Can you imagine the most expensive stuff back then was a freaking ass? On the 10th morning, I was awakened by a loud peal of the trumpets, and the 70 priests who stand in the court of the tabernacle, in which the prince of the senate of the Sanhedrin ordered to be sounded, it being the legal signal to all slaves to resume their freedom without further form, and all land to revert back to their hereditary owners. So, on the 10th day, the 70 elders came in with trumpet, okay? And then they sounded the trumpet. Everybody wake up. When the slave heard that, that means you free. Go home. All the slaves are set free. Everybody are set free. And all the, give me a second, brothers. All right, not brother Natalia. I don't know. Okay, I will talk to you later because I'm not quite sure if you know. Yeah, all right, brother Nathaniel Marshall. I will see what I can do with that. I'll see once I'm done. Okay, so the trumpet sounding. Everybody wake up. Wow, all the slaves running around. The masters give them money, give them land, give them houses. Say, go ahead. Those slaves don't want to leave. They say, Master, we want to serve you. Because they were enslaved. They didn't feel like they were slaves. Just like right now. Most of us don't feel like we're a slave. We got a little house, okay? Some of us have a good job. I mean, we're good. But we don't know what's beyond, what's the most I have been for us, okay? All right. Listen close, brothers. This is very important. This law was mercifully designed, said the king to me, to prevent the rich from oppressing the poor. This law was mercifully designed, said the king to me, to prevent the rich from oppressing the poor. That's why you cannot have a jubilee in this land, brothers. Because you've been oppressed by the rich, the priesthood of Mahan, they are oppressing you. That's why the Most High put that law, and those people don't respect this law. This law was mercifully designed, said the king, to prevent the rich from oppressing the poor, and any of one person from becoming too rich in the land. So the exclusion of the natural tillers of the soil to put a bar to the too great multiplication of debts, and to prevent perpetual bondage among brethren of one blood. This law was put in place, brothers and sisters, to prevent the rich from oppressing the poor, and to prevent anybody to get too rich. When you got a guy like Bill Gates, when you got a guy like Elon Musk, when you got a guy like Warren Buffett, they're super rich. They can do whatever the hell they want. They can oppress you. They can take your land. They can come to you can have a land here. They ask you to sell it. You say, this land belongs to my father's fathers. I will not sell it. You will sell it. Dead or alive, they will have that land. The rich in this country are very abusive. The government always acting they are broke. When it comes to helping us, when it comes to give our brothers and sisters reparation, we are broke. We don't have any money. When it comes to war, and abuse the people. Oh, we got plenty of money. This law was designed for this, brothers. Prevent the men to get too much money. 400 years of gathering resources all for yourself. Meanwhile, our people are 400 years behind. How the hell are we going to catch up with you, man? How? Those people don't celebrate Jubilee. They're supposed to have this Jubilee at least. Wait a minute. What is 400 divided by 50? 2, 4, 6, 8. Is that 8? 400 divided by 50? 8. Is that what that is? 8 times? 400 divided by 50 is 8 times. We were supposed to have 8 jubilees. And I have none. 0 jubilees, brothers. Yeah. Horrible. To prevent perpetual bondage among brethren of one blood. Without doubt, dear Father, this law, which could only have originated from a wise and benevolent God. Okay, so this law originated from us, from the Most High. It preserved the liberty of the person of the Israelites who can be sold for debt, conserve a due equality for fortunes, and reestablish the hereditary order of families. So they stood in the days of Joshua. All right. Now, there is also a lesser festival every 7 years. Okay, every 7 years. Listen to this, brothers. There's also a lesser festival every 7 years called the sabbatical year. Every 7 years, all debt are canceled, brothers. Because the Most High despise debt. There's a prophet that said the debtor is slave to the whatever, the guy that lent him the money. So every 7 years, the sabbatical year, week of years. On this year, a certain class of bondmen are released from obedience to their masters, and certain portion of property reverted to those who have alienated it. The sabbatical year of its close annual debts of money between man and man, which the Jubilee year does not. Cautious rich men this year seldom loan to those who ask unless fully protected against the statute of limitation obtained during this year. I'm not going to go into this. Houses and wall towns built within the Jubilee period do not return to those who have mortgaged it or sold them. The statute having a reference primarily to the reversion of lands in order to restore the integrity of the original division between the tribes and family. The appointment of the sabbatical year, replied the intelligent prophet Nathan to me when I required the object, was to preserve the remembrance of the creation of the world in 6 periods, followed by an equal periods of rest. Okay. Then God gave 6 periods of time to the earth and men, and one to himself to repose. So the Father gives 6 periods of for the man and 1 period for him. 6 days for us and 1 day he rests. Okay, that's what it is. He now gives men 6 periods for himself, but the men 1 equally long set apart for his honor. That's why the Most High is going to give you 1,000 years of rest. That's your Jubilee year. To the Most High is just 1 day of rest, but to you it's going to be 1,000 years. That's why the Most High said, I'm going to give you 1,000 years of rest. That's your Jubilee year. And if we carnally calculated 1,000 years of the Most High, brothers, it end up with 365 million of our years of resting. That means you will live forever. You will live forever, man. You won't even feel it. These periods are years and sabbatical week and weeks of years. It's very confusing. And the Jubilee week. And the week of the Jubilees must be therefore 343 solar years. That's what I'm telling you. When the Messiah says, I'm going to give you 1,000 years of rest, that means his 1,000 years. His 1,000 years going to give it to you. 1,000 years of the Most High is somewhere around 365 million years for us of resting, going around all the eternal life. You're gonna live forever, and after that 1,000 years, he might have you doing something else. So you will live forever. 1,000 years, it's crazy. I don't want to even calculate it that. Again, this is me just talking cake. All right. For those of you out there that's want to send me email and talking about you have no idea what you're talking about. Those we cannot learn. Again, you see what it says? He said, thus, brothers, he made it clear, said, thus, we cannot learn how long was the first period of creation and rest called a week. Listen, thus, we cannot learn. This is Nathan, a high priest. He know the law. He told him, thus, we cannot learn how long was the first period of creation and rest called a week. For God makes weeks of years and years of years. With him, a day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is as one day, brothers and sisters. This is what beloved brother Peter get this, man. Can anybody put the verse Peter? I believe it's the first Peter 2:10. Is that what that is? Let me read it, brothers, again. This period of years and the sabbatical week and weeks of years and the Jubilee week and the week of Jubilees must be thereof about 343 solar years. Okay, that's the most side. That's what he calculated. Thus, we cannot learn how long was the first period of creation and rest called a week. For God makes weeks of years and years of years. With him, a day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is as one day. For the Most High, one day, brother, it's just infinite. You cannot. That's why I see people are fighting. The Most High say he created the earth, he created the heaven in Monday. And Tuesday he created the trees, and then Wednesday he created the animals, and then the Thursday he created man, and then on Friday he created the water, and then on Saturday he rests. So the Sabbath is on Saturday. Sabbath. No, that's not what that means. That's 2 Peter 3:18. But beloved, be not ignorant of this thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. Peter was pulling from those from the law. That's the law right there. Peter was pulling from this ancient. That was like 1,000 years before Peter. You cannot comprehend the Most High mind. You cannot put days on what he did, what he does. You cannot time step the Most High. He's too grand. You don't know the Most High like this to say he created this day on this day right there. And then that day and Saturday is only the Sabbath. The Sabbath can only, no, brothers. Sabbath means a rest day. You work Monday, Tuesday, you work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Your Sabbath is on Sunday. You work Sunday, Monday, the Sabbath is on Monday. That day, the last day that you rest, you work 6 days. Whatever the seventh day is your rest, is your Sabbath. Sabbath means rest. That's what it means. Men always try to put some. The Most High name is YAHAWAH. That's his name. It's nothing else. Where did you get that? Oh, well, Exodus, this and that. He said, I am what I am. It's translated on this Hebrew language and stuff. Okay, so that's Ahaya. Yeah, that's his name? Yes, no other name. That's his name in this language. When you translate it in Creole, it's something else. You translate it in French, it's something else. You translate it in Spanish, it's something else. It's something else. It's something else. You cannot figure out the Most High. That's what the technique he told you that. This is Nathan, brothers. A high priest said the Most High, you cannot figure out this man, man. He's too grand. He's too grand. You cannot figure out the Most High. Never put the Most High in a box and hold him there. Hold him in that one box. Say, yes, that's what the Most High is. Nope, that's not what that is. Your job is not trying to put a name on the Most High and say, this is the name. If you don't call it by this, you're going to go to hell. You're going to do this. You're going to that. The name of the Most High is written in here. He know when you say you praying, he know who you're praying to. He knows this, brothers. The Most High know your heart. Father is an infinite boss. Your mind is not supposed to go over there and try to figure him out. Just do his will and shut the hell up. That's what that is. Okay? Now, years of years, as with him, okay, a day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is as one day. There exists a record. Listen to this, brothers. Listen. There exists a record in our ancient writings. This is Nathan talking to Adar, the sons of Abbasis. There exists a record in our ancient writings which state that the first day consists of a week of solar years. Oh my, this is, I would love to have this record, brothers. I would love to have this in my hand. So the Most High does have a name. Who is Allah? Allah mean power. Allah just mean power. That's what that is. Remember, people like to swagger jack our stuff. They like to take our God and call it their God. They call it in their language and say, this is our God now. Allah simply mean power. Those people over there are praying to Allah. The Most High look in the heart. They know they are praying to a false God. If you're praying to the true God, whatever name you give it him, he can look in your heart. He know you're praying to him. The God of Adam, Abraham, and Isaac. Because people like to butcher name. If you give them the name, our God name is YAHAWAH. They go in their country, they don't have the letter A. The letter A is A. That's how I pronounce it. They say the name of the Lord is Eheye. Eheye, yeah, Eheye, yeah. Did you know in Spanish, they don't have W? They cannot say W in Spanish. They say double B because W is like W is like 2V. In one V, you put 2V together, it's called double V. That's how they call a W. 2 V's, double B. Okay, when you're spelling the Most High name YAHAWAH, or there's a W, you cannot spell it because there is no W. It's 2V. Certain language, certain pronunciation, they don't have that. So that's why the Most High name is so intricate. It's so intricate. And I don't want to discuss those things because when you try to discuss this camp says something, that other camp say another thing. Next thing you know, you end up with a dagger in your butt. All right, let us move in, brothers and sisters. We're done. Okay? Listen to this, brothers. Listen. There exists a record in our ancient writings which states that the first day consists of a week of solar years, or 2,550 years, and that this was the length of the first Sabbath. Mind-blowing. A week of these weeks of creation will compromise, according to the rabbinical books, 17,000 years, at which time the world, they say, will end. A new order of things will new circle of ages begin. If this prediction is this calculation be true, we are now only the second day of this great week of time. That means, brothers, he said, if this thing is true, what the guy says, we are at the end of this. We only have a few more thousand, like 1,000 years, and this thing is done. That's what he said. Mind blowing. He said that is and then that said, brothers, we're in the last second. The years are done. We're on the last second. All right. This is the fate of Mikal. This is the fate of Abigail. Then we're done. We drink a little juice. You see what happened here? By me trying to figure out the Most High years, I'm getting a headache. Trying to think about it, I'm getting a headache right now. I feel like both of my temples thumping. Yeah. Me trying to understand the Most High. Try to understand your years. So the Most High say, that's the Most High, man. Now, This is the fate of Abigail. Well, this is the fate of Michael. All right. Let me just relax, read a little low. Tablet, leaf third. It is 3 months, my dear father, since I have looked at my tablets or made any record. In the meanwhile, I have received my dear mother's letter. I will proceed briefly to answer inquiries about the ladies of the palace who she once knew. The disposed princess Mikal, Saul's daughter, I ought before this to have informed you, died. So, Milcah, she died. Milcah is dead. Saul's daughter. How did she die, brothers? What was her life when David kicked her out? She died. Yeah. The disposed princess Mikal, Saul's daughter, I heard before the to have informed you, died. Before I came to Jerusalem in the house of the sons of Kish at Bethel, whether she retired after David put her away. So David divorced her and put her away. So before that, the dude, before Adad get into Jerusalem, way before Mikal died, this is how she died, before she dies. Her declining years were tortured with the sharp thorns of fallen pride and the pangs of impotent jealousy. She slowly wasted away, and during the last week of her life, she became lunatic and raved and played the queen and daily crowned herself with faded flowers. She believed herself the ruler of Israel and died calling upon Saul, her father, to avenge her upon the shepherd of Jesse. It is said that King grieved at her side and gave her warrior burial in the tomb with Saul and Jonathan. Horrible death. Wait, am I buffering? Everybody heard what I said? Am I buffering? What's going on here? Am I buffering, brothers? I'm not looking at the stuff. Okay. So Mikal died, brothers. But before Mikal died, she tortured. She went crazy. She went going, I'm the queen. Don't let what they're saying. Oh, look at my crown. Look at my crown. She would take garbages. When they say faded flower, she would take garbages and made her crown with it and put her on her head and wearing dirty clothes and walking the streets screaming and then call upon Saul. Saul, kill the shepherd of Jesse. Kill David. I'm the queen. She went crazy. And then in the middle, she was screaming Saul's name. She lost her mind screaming Saul's name. And then she fell and then she died. Can somebody tell me 2 men that we've been telling the stories? Can somebody remember 2 men that died like that? They died crazy because they went in a place. They weren't sit there. They're not supposed to be there. They jump into this pool and try to retrieve what they weren't given to them, and they come back crazy, screaming, insanity. Anybody remember that stories? Really? All right then. So let's move on. And David grieved her, man. David was so sad. Yeah, David was so sad. Yeah, the 2 brothers, that's how they went. That's what the Most High do to you, brothers. That's what the Most High do. You step out of line. That's what I told you. One crazy ass sister come upon the line of the Most High snatch her mind. She's bat-hish crazy. Bat-kick crazy, brothers. Bat-kick crazy. I'm glad I blocked her. I'm glad I blocked everything. She went crazy. And it won't take her long for the Most High to say, hey, go to that place. Yeah. That's what happened. That's what happened. The Most High can do this to you, man. Made her crazy. She go around playing the queen. She was like, oh, David think it's better. I'm the queen. That Abigail lady and stuff, she went crazy, brother. That's how Mikal died. She died like a crazy homeless running around. Anybody, if you watch The Simpsons, there's a character named the Crazy Cat Lady. That's how Mikal was. And you see where they keep swagger jacking our stuff. She was the crazy cat lady running around and crazy, wearing flowers in her head, go around laughing by herself, cursing David, calling upon Saul, calling Saul, her dead father, to take revenge upon David. And then she died. David buried her with great grief with Jonathan and where Saul and Jonathan was. The stately Abigail still lives in the palace, but takes no part in the state pageants. And he's seldom seen. So Abigail, brother, Abigail is still alive, but she's very secluded. She doesn't like to be seen. You want to know why? All right, then. She looks sad and broken. That's Abigail, brothers. She looks sad and broken. A wreck only of the former splendor of her beauty. So Abigail become broken, brothers. She become broken, seeing her husband dancing, and then bakery to bakery, delicacy to delicacy, she become broken, isolated. And the other whores are calling her name because she wasn't a princess. She was just a humble little girl. The others were princes, calling her name, persecuting her. She become broken. She become a wreck. Her beauty fade out. She become depressed and distressed. The other wives of the king are foreign princesses, each keeping her own suit of apartment and worship her own gods, and all rivalries and hating each other, each vainly aspiring to supreme place in the affection of the monarch. Queen Abigail holds the slender and daily fading tally of her former beauty. So all those princesses that David married, they each have their own apartment, if they are their own home. And each other are hating each other. They hate Abigail the most because she was a real queen. And they're all trying to kill each other to become the queen. Brothers, all those things happen first because of the people complaining to Samuel. Samuel complaining to the Most High. The Most High chose Saul in his anger. Saul abused David. David did not enjoy himself. He didn't know what a wife was, okay, and stuff. His first wife was Mikal. And Samuel took his first wife, Mikal, and gave it to another man. And she came back, she become crazy, she died. Those are all the stuff our people was doing, brothers. That's why we need to fast, pray, repent, repeat. That's it. That's it. We stop in the middle. We stop at page 348. We're going to take a little bit more. Basically, we're done. I can tell the whole story, but I have to read to you what David did, brothers. Okay? We're done with a part of part 18. So tomorrow we'll take a little bit till we're done. One more day or 2 more days. Brothers, that's the story of the visitor, which was Adad. Adad is the son of Abbasis and Adorah from Tadmor. He came into community school in Jerusalem with David. Okay, you know the Jubilee years, how the Jubilees were what they were doing in Jubilees, and then you know the fate of Mikal and Abigail. We cannot really blame David, brothers. If you've been following this, if you've been following how the whole thing started, the whole stories of David, how he become king and stuff like that, you'll understand that it's our people. It's always our people. They make they pissed off the Most High. Sad stories, man. Sad story. Let me see. You sent a book, Brother Phil. Let me see. I haven't received. I'm not quite sure what book you sent, but I haven't received anything yet. Yeah. Yeah, David trauma was bad. For those of you who follow David, I don't blame David, brothers. I don't blame the brothers. That's why, brothers and sisters, when you see a brother out there picking up cookies that he saw on the ground, or always get cookies and dumpsters and eating all sort of delicacy he found, don't blame the brother. You don't know what happened to him when he was a child. If you see a brother acting like a sister, you don't know what happened to that brother when he was a child, when he was a young man. If you see a sister acting like he's a brother, you don't know what happened to them. You don't know what did their parents do. That's why the Most High effed up Saul's children. Each bush has become an effeminate, flally-flala, bull wearing mother lover. This is all of the Most High. That's why when you see things like that, brothers, have pity upon them. Have pity. I'm not saying telling them, oh, the Most High don't care, he will take you wherever you are. He killed his bushes. He killed Absalom. He killed all those children. Have mercy upon them, brothers. That's what YAHAWAH said. When YAHAWAH came in, brothers, you see all his brothers and sisters are suffering. The poor, the needy, the captive. He cried. Just like Martin Luther King, he looked at them and then he started crying, man. He said, I would never, ever give up on my people. Have compassion upon them, brothers. Once you know something happened to those people, you have to have love for those people and have compassion. Again, I am not advertising for gay rights and all that nonsense. Understand when things like that happen to those people, brothers, it's something that has to do with their parents. What the forefather did. What did the forefather did that caused those kids to act like that? A normal person does just wake up one day and say, you know what? Oh boy, I am a fridge today. And I identify as a fridge. I'm going to spend my life with another fridge. It doesn't work like that. Something had to happen in the past that caused this to happen, brothers. Yeah. Also, children, Jonathan, man. Jonathan was the best of them. He died. And Jonathan's son ended up being crippled. When they heard the news, Jonathan got killed. The nurse dropped him on his both of his feet breaks. Have compassion when you see those people, brothers. Understand, something had to happen. What did their parents do? What did Saul did for his daughter Mikal to die like that, die crazy? Saul first swagger jack Samuel. He kicked Samuel out. He took over the priesthood. He disobeyed the Most High. He did a bunch of scumbag stuff. Why did Ammon rape his own sister Tadmor? Because David had a bunch of women, foreign women, come the gods and singing and all the nonsense, all the backward sensuality. Was a peeping Tom anyway. It wasn't all the stuff, those things follow and fell on his children. Okay, I'm not gonna I almost spoiled the story, but brothers, understand this, brothers. Understand this. When you see those people out there having parades, pride parades and working, what did their parents do for their children to deserve this, man? What did your ancestors do? I pray, Mosiah, I pray, brothers and sisters, if you are right now, if you don't have any of this stuff, brothers, if you're not suffering one of those things, if you're not under any heavy curse, brothers, thank the Mosiah, thank your parents to do good. Always do the best you can ever do, brothers and sisters. Even the good that you did come back like a whip in your back and beat you. Your children will benefit from that, brothers and sisters. Always do good, brothers. Never do injustice to somebody, brothers. It will come back on your children. It may not come back to you, but brothers, it will definitely come back to your children, man. We know why there are so many shooting in the hood because of what Joab did. We know why so many brothers are so they're gonna go at each other for the slightest thing, the most petty thing they will shoot each other for. Because David put a curse on Joab. He told Joab, because you killed Abner, an innocent man. He didn't know what you were going to do to him. I sent them in peace. You kill him. Your generation from your houses will die young. They will kill each other from generation to generation until the father says, stop, brothers. Understand this. Our ancestors did a lot, brothers. Our ancestors did a lot. Brothers, I'm here today. Father, mother, my father, my mother did good. Especially my mother. I never understand when I was a kid, like, so what, Mom? Why are you helping those people? Why are you giving them money? They should get a job. Mom said, that's you're supposed to do this. You're my child. You don't know tomorrow what situation you're going to find in. This man that I give this money, you could find you somewhere. He will help you. Always do good, my son. Even this good becoming bad on you. Always do good. Father is watching you. Always, brothers. Always helping a brother if you can. Now, understand this. If you help a brother out there, if you help a sister, that sister turn out to be a whip in your back, cut that person off. Leave it to the Most High. When they tell you to do good, brothers and sisters, we are not telling people out there, go feed the homeless, go do that. So no. When we tell you to do good, every action that you're going to take in your life, make sure it's something good. Do not do something, brothers and sisters, with your heart to intend it to harm another person because you're jealous of that person. You want to hurt this brother because he got a brand new car. You want to hurt this sister, he got a better husband. You want to hurt this brother over here because he's better than you. Or his YouTube channels is better. He break down scripture better than you. Or the brother gain more weight than you if you are into these things. You don't do that. You don't intentionally use your heart to hurt another one. The Most High is watching you. Now, if a brother come upon your loins, a sister come upon your loin, you defend your life no matter what. Don't be scared of sending this brother straight to the spiritual realm. Don't be scared to sending this sister straight to the spiritual realm. The Most High will watch that. The Most High say, hey, you right. Send that scumbag straight where it belongs. Brothers, that's why they have the 10 commandment. Do not covet your neighbor's house. David covet Uriah's house, man. He did. You know how much... Calm down, man. I don't want to go there, man, you know? Now, from start to finish, brothers, you make couple kids, couple teenagers. They are teenagers, children, because of what their parents did. Understand this, brothers. JC, David's father, didn't do anything. David's parents were good people. That's why the Most High have mercy upon David. Their parents did good. But David, man, he was traumatized. The man has PTSD. David lost his freaking mind. That's why he was going around looking for that love in all women. He's looking for that love in all women. And this actually affected Solomon in a part of his life. Because he didn't get that motherly love from Bathsheba. He didn't get that, well, he got that fatherly love, but he didn't get that motherly love. That's why Solomon become worse than David. Solomon have somewhere over 100 something, 900 wife concubines. I don't know. It's always will reflect your children, brothers. Generational curse. Be very careful out there, man. For those of you that have children, even brothers and sisters, you do not have children, but always, you never know. You don't do this. Oh, well, I can't have children anyway. Careful. Careful. Always teach your children to do good. Anytime they have an opportunity to do good, tell them straight up, that good you did, I can guarantee you it will come back bad on you. This person you help, I will guarantee you one day this person have a strong possibility to hurt you. Never tell your children, do good, you will receive good. Nope, tell them do good, let the Most High decide. Most of the time, the good that you did is going to come back bad on you. That's the truth, brothers. Now, brothers and sisters, we understand why all those things happen. When David met little Abigail, 16 years old, Abigail was 16, Bathsheba was 14, David was 17. They were young kids. They met each other. Look at both of them handing out. Bathsheba ended up her husband. I don't want to spoil the story. It goes deeper, brother. It goes deeper. Tomorrow we're going to go into that. It goes deeper. What David was doing, how David planning everything. It's not like something that happened. Oh my God. Oh, Bathsheba taking a bath. Oh, all right, bring her. David been planning this from day one. Day one. Ever since he saw Bathsheba. Day one. Because, again, what Saul did to him and what the people did to Samuel and then what Samuel did to the Most High. All right, brothers and sisters. All right, brothers and sisters, everybody clear on what happened, the story? Everybody understand? Anybody is confused? Understand this, it will follow you, it will follow your children. But well, we're good right now. That's the end of it. All right. I don't want my people to be confused. All right, the people understand. That is good. 1, 2, 3, brothers and sisters. All praises to the Most High YAHAWAH. Ahaya. All praises, brothers. All praises to the Most High. All praises. Okay, we got some people in the Philippines, brothers and sisters. They call the Most High by another name. I can't even pronounce the name that they call the people over there in the Philippines. But they believe our Most High. They believe they cleave on our people. Okay, they cannot even pronounce that word YAHAWAH over there. They pronounce it weird. So I'm like, what do you call our Father over there? The weird name. I'm like, okay, well, fine by the Most High, fine by me. As long as you're worshiping our God, whatever you call it, wherever it's in your country, fine by me. I don't want to keep telling you stuff. So, all praise. By the power of the Most High vested in me, and he can take it anytime he feel like. I'm leaving all of you in peace, brothers and sisters. Be at peace. Do good. Whatever you do, it will fall on your children, brothers and sisters. Be careful out there. And I will see you tomorrow for the prayer and also the last part of this chapter. I'm going to see if I can fit everything, squeeze it, and then we're done with it tomorrow, okay? Shalom, be at peace. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. It was a pleasure for me to have all of you here. Jews and Gentiles alike, chosen and grafted. Thank you for being here. And then I will see you guys whenever the Messiah allow it. All right? Shalom.